and welcome to Progressive Discussions. This is a special segment of Progressive Discussions called Mega Life 21 Live. And I have a very special guest. He's been here before, but this will be most likely the most important and the biggest show that he's ever done on Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and normally I don't do shows during the weekdays, only on Saturdays, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But it's very rare that I do a show on a weekday, only when I have this special guest. He's a very good longtime friend of mine. Okay. Celebrity, performing artist, musician and songwriter, clothing designer, now international journalist and evangelist, the one and only Paul Anthony Mantia. And I welcome him back for perhaps his biggest show. And there he is, the one and only Paul Anthony Mantia live.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? How you doing tonight? We want to say God bless everybody out there.
Very
And
good.
just give us a moment. We're going to get started here.
Yeah. Now, can you go back to settings and go to video and remove the mirror? The word mirror, shut it off, because you know why?
Oh, the mirror image.
The logo of the Yankees is backwards.
You got to set the mirror. Oh, the logo is backwards.
So you gotta go. You go back to the settings, then go to video, and then remove mirror.
My wife handles it. She knows how to do all this stuff, man. She got it. Yeah, she knows how to run these phones.
There you go.
She can run the phone better than the company.
Press buttons, that's why.
No, she can run the phone better than the company that made the damn phone.
So if you show, she does a great job. So if you show a product, the viewers will be able to read it. There won't be backward letters. Okay.
Yeah. And tonight, guys, we're going to actually be showing you pictures of people.
Good. So that's a good thing.
This is going to be a great show. Now, I will say there are certain things that we cannot say because, there are certain things for the court and only the court. You understand that? There are certain pieces of evidence that we will not put out there online, anywhere on social media.
But you could make general hints.
Well, the stuff that's already public is the stuff that I will put in, but the stuff that is not public, that nobody's seen, and those are very incriminating things from my ex, those only stay with the court and the judge, and that's it.
That's it. Gabriel Salaya from Arizona. From Arizona. All right.
Let's get kicked off with my first. You talk to him, but let's get him kicked off with this new piece of dance music that we're going to be popping out soon. Get adjusted to the show. Just start. Let people come in because we need people in here.
He's from Buckeye, Arizona, I believe, and Bart Robinson is from...
Oh, I'm sorry. Where is he from?
He's from southwestern New Jersey, near Philadelphia.
Oh.
In Wilmington, Delaware. So good evening to you, Bart Robinson.
He follows us on TikTok, James.
Yeah, Bart Robinson, sure. He comes on my show on Saturdays.
All right. We got a couple of new shows coming out, James, me and you.
Okay. All right. Now,
music here when you're ready. You tell me when.
Go ahead.
Now, just listen to the music, guys. You ready? This is for TikTok.
Take it to the beat, take it to the beat.
Everybody want to fuck on TikTok. You want to fuck on TikTok, bro? TikTok too. Wait till I put this out. Fuck Joe Biden too. Fuck Trump too. Fuck them all.
The two-party system down, corrupt.
The only president that this world has, the man upstairs, that is it. That man, not these men, that man, not them, it. Fuck them all. I don't support Trump, I don't support Biden, I don't support anybody. I'm an independent. I support me. As you heard, I said I support me and the people. I don't support the criminals and the genocidal people and the ones that cause treason. You know, the Illuminati, you got the secret society, you got the Rothschilds, you got Bill Gates out there, you got CERN, you got HARP. You got all these companies that are in the background destroying your country, the air that you breathe, the food that you eat, the crops that you grow, the water that you swim in. Everything around you is being completely destroyed, and nobody even looks at the big picture.
Now, what does this mean? Bart Robinson says your audio is a bit muddy.
Oh, okay. I can fix that. Hold on a moment. Give me a second there. We can clear that up. No problem. Let's go and turn some treble in this bitch. Take that down, that up. Let's see. How does it sound now? Does it sound good now? You sound good or no?
Better. No, it's better.
It's better?
It's better.
I can turn the treble up and take the bass out a little.
Yeah, do that.
Let's take the bass out.
Take a little more bass out. He showed me his light system. You should see the light show. Paul showed me the light show before.
Oh, you only saw a little bit, man. Wait till you see what I really got when I set this up next week. Forget about it, bro.
Well, wait a minute. I see a little bit of light show on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's and it goes all the way up. It changes color. See that? I got a lot of stuff that I have to turn up. So,
all right. Okay.
Just a minute. Let me get my thing here. Yes.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna get my refreshment, and then you go full screen and tell your story.
Yep. When you come back, I'll start telling the story. How about that?
Yeah, the greatest story ever told.
We're in the process of making a movie soon about this, and a book is coming out. A big documentary coming out about this with a book and a movie we're going to set up. So, and this will be over the next 2 years. Anybody that wants to join in, email James.
Oh man,
we're going live on like in 2 seconds.
All right. I just got my my pure copper mug. It works on the molecules of the water, and it actually makes the water. It supercharges your drinking water.
You know, like I said, it's a certain thing.
It makes it a healthier beverage, plain old water.
That's important.
Actually, they serve the Moscow Mule in the copper mug.
It's pre-recorded, so.
Oh. It's a little muffled. It's better, but it's still a little muffled.
Really? Still muffled? Damn, what the hell?
Yeah. Right. Well, you know what? Just do the best you can, and we'll go with it.
No, he said this sounds muddy, but the mic really shouldn't. So I can put it. Let me put an EQ on it then. So we'll drop an EQ on the mic. Hold on a minute. Let me see which EQ I'm going to use. I got fucking every damn EQ in the world, but I'm going to find like an auto filter EQ. Let me go put the big one in here. We can straighten this shit out.
Arizona is 64 degrees. It's 7:18 p.m. and it started to rain in the Sonora Desert. All right.
Let's
Daryl
see what we can do.
Messias. We have Daryl Messias from Northern California. Hello, Daryl. Good to see you on a Thursday night. Thank you. I only do weekday show when I have a special show with Paul Anthony Mantia, Rockin' Paul. But he has some heavy duty important stuff to talk.
Hey, you can hear me now better?
No,
It doesn't sound good?
no, it's like a lot of bass.
Really? Because I just took all the bass out. Doesn't make sense, man.
Yeah, is it possible to balance the both?
Yeah, I balanced it. You just balanced everything here. Check. How's that sound? Better?
Yeah, yes.
I put the mid down. So that's clear.
What's the echo?
What echo?
The high pitch. The high pitch.
How about that?
Good.
It's gone. How's that sound, guys? That sound good or what?
Do you have an echo cancellation and a sound
Oh
sound?
yeah, everything on this board right here, man. Forget about it. This board's a monster, man. When it's got in it.
Well,
12. And I'm thinking about getting the next one up because they just offered it to me. They said we got the next upgrade up. You can keep this one, but I got like this free. I mean, it's like 2,000 off, but the boards. I don't need anything more than this, man. I got these two boards. I got an SSL in the closet. I got another board sitting over here that's just sitting there. I mean, I got more boards than I can. I just threw out a fucking SSL board I didn't need. It was old. I said, fuck it, we just get rid of it, man.
you got
It's
more
too-
boards
too-
than Ouija boards.
Yeah, then we got multiple screens in here that you don't see. You only see these two. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens lined up. And once I get that video and audio set up from above, you'll see the whole. It'll look like a spaceship.
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? You have a very baritone voice.
Yeah, basically.
That's what does it. But it sounds a lot better now.
Well, I'm not gonna go on the mic. I'm gonna talk like this. Well, if I'm singing or something, I'll go on this. But right now, I don't need that. Right now, you can hear me like this, very clear.
Yeah, like if you go back to settings on audio, it'll say like noise cancellation, voice sounds echo cancellation, noise suppression. It'll say that you could turn those on.
Yeah, we sound good. We're good now, though, right?
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying, but yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do is
How is the volume? Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go relax here. I'm not going anywhere, and you have the floor.
So, what topic are we starting with, James?
You're going to start. Let's start with whatever's public in the timeline that's at the beginning. Like go back in time so people understand the storyline. They understand how it led up to the way it is now.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the X first, and then we'll.
And then you can get into, to spiritual warfare later on,
And also let them know that every Friday night, guys, okay? Every Friday night, I am on OBC Radio. You can download the app for free at the Play Store or at whatever Play Store you go to, Apple, Google, it's free. And every Friday night, I'm live from 9 to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time Zone, and we are completely uncensored. Registered with the FCC with millions of listeners. So,
that's right.
I still keep my mouth very, lately I've been just finding out things that are very untrue about certain officials, that people are doing bad things on TikTok. I'm going to mention this to you because there's an AI thing that's called a clone that is called Free Tools. They're using that to change the president's voice, Trump's voice. They're changing officials' voices. They're changing, and they don't understand that Everybody that does that, by the way, the feds are tracking you. No matter if you got a throwaway phone or not, they can track you now. And they ain't going to tell you when they're coming for your ass. I'm just going to explain that to you now. So if you're doing things like that and you're lying because what you're doing is you're making the people like me get overexerted thinking that there's a civil war coming here when there's nobody standing at the Texas border. I had people go down there and they filmed it. The only thing there is border patrol, and that's it. And it's all that you're seeing is when Trump was president, by the way, 2022. You're seeing before that, okay? You're seeing things that happened during the riots. They're showing you gates that don't even have to do with the El Paso border, okay? So don't believe it. Yes, the guy did go against the Supreme Court, but remember, that's all about the American dollar. Everybody's making money and filling their pockets while, of course, us, the people, spend our tax dollars and we sit here waiting for the next, bag of money to drop down that, you pray to God it'll come. But we'll get into that topic later.
Yeah. All right. So I'm
We
gonna
got
let I'm
some
gonna let
free people to know.
I'm gonna let you go full screen, and then you start and fill people in on the foundation, the basics of your story, and then you could progress like you normally do. So I'm gonna put you on there. Okay, you're on.
First of all, I believe in God. I've worked for God my entire life, so everybody out there. It's called Warriors of God. And there's one thing I'm going to say before we begin this. People like me that help other people, but we end up getting injured. We end up getting gang stalked. People will talk about you in the worst ways you can imagine when those things aren't really happening. Okay? And there's one thing I'm going to say. God's warriors are always getting injured, but in the end game, when everything comes to a head and God just shows you everybody that's doing this to you, you got to focus because it's very important. The most important thing about cases like mine are every piece of paper, every text message, every message that comes in, screenshot 4 times. Make sure that you put those screenshots out of off the internet. You have to get drives and put them on multiple drives. Send them to multiple people like James and people like that, and they put it in the email and never open up the email until something happens. You know, if you don't have a paper trail, you'll never get anything done because facts is all the court system gives a shit about. They don't care about nothing else but facts. You can't sit there and say, well, I'm having ice cream cone today and this happened, They don't want to hear that. They want to hear facts and they want to hear real shit, not bullshit. And the story I'm going to tell you today, not only did I go through for 7 years after she left, but don't mind it, 3 years while I was with her was living hell. Okay? Mind it, I was warned by multiple people. But, normally when I see it like this, when multiple people talk about somebody, I don't listen to them unless I see it for myself. And when I met her, I didn't see that. I wasn't there. I didn't see what they were doing or what she was doing. So, of course, I took her side because I saw everybody ganging up on her. And I said, this is wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. So let's begin the story. Back in 2013, okay, right before the holidays, it was like, it actually was like February, March. I got invited to a place by the name of Greenpoint Gallery. It's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Okay. Now, me, for 2 years, I didn't go out anywhere. All I did was stay in the basement at 181 Briggs Avenue in Yonkers, New York. I had a good friend named Sandra Aldridge, God rest her soul. And she came upstate and saw my tie-dye, and she said, hey, if you come to New York, Yonkers, I got a big house, a mansion over there, 4 stories. It was huge. And she said, if you fix up my house, because I know you're a master carpenter, she said, I'll buy everything. But if you repair my whole house, paint it, new floors, everything, new garden, she said, I will give you the apartment, which is, we had a first floor apartment, and I will give you the entire basement to do whatever the hell you want with. And then you also could have the backyard and the front yard. I said, okay. I said, I didn't even bother to sign a contract because she was a friend. Okay. And I didn't have to with her. And that's where it all began. Okay. And for 2 years while I was there, I did nothing but develop a formula that I was working on where I first opened Northern Lights Tie Dye Company. I was working on a formula for tie dye that I can take a dye and be able to dye anything in the world, including metal, brass, without it washing out. Okay. And that was impossible for most people to do with a liquid dye. But the dye didn't only do that, it also glows in the dark. So the reason why I started to glow in the dark is because people were drowning and people were getting mugged out there. And women were with their strollers walking across the street were getting hit by cars. So I said, let me develop something that's going to save lives. And that's what I developed. A dye that when people are walking across the street, it's so bright and vibrant, you can't miss them. If you hit them, you did that shit intentionally. Okay? If somebody drowned, this dye, remember, light travels. With the dye, you can sink down to the bottom as far as they can see you. You would be seen because it wouldn't burst because they're done with pads. And when you got cloth doesn't explode when there's pressure on the water. Okay? So that's where it began. So we're going to get into this now. So in 2014, during the winter, I went down to the Greenpoint Gallery because I was invited to a big party. And me and Rio Ark Myers, who is part owner of my company, he joined in and he said, yeah, we'll go. And Sandy went, and then we had my friend named Tico Shango, which a lot of people know Tico. He's a big, big spiritual artist out there. He works with Alex Gray, some really big people. And he's my teammate partner for the last 15 years. Okay. And Rio's been my partner for 15 years. So, we've all been on board way before anybody came into this company. Mind it, some things when you run a company, you never tell people. I have a silent partner and I have Rio. Nobody knew that Rio owned part of this company. I kept him silent for a reason, just in case something like this would ever happen with anything with your company. So I decided, yeah, I'll go out. It's been 2 years, man. I don't drink. I don't really. I was just concerned about getting my company done. Things out there. So, and I only did fashion shows. So I said, okay, I'll go. So as we got into the place, Tico was inside waiting for me with Sean. Sean, I don't want to mention his last name. He's the owner of Greenpoint Gallery. And there was a girl at the window there. So when I got there, she goes, oh, you're the guy that everybody's waiting for. You're the famous fashion designer and the big recording artist. Oh, my God, I wanted to meet you so bad, And I said, right now, I don't have time. I got to get into my show because I didn't want a girlfriend. During those days, I did not have a girlfriend because there's so much shit of taking care of women that do nothing but screw you over and always trying to take advantage. I said, I give up. I said, God will send a girl whenever he sends it. But remember, when you meet somebody, that's your decision. God gave you a gift of choice and your own free will. He doesn't make decisions of who you're going to be with. He might send somebody to you, but when that time comes, that's when it comes. You got to go and look back at the Old Testament, but we're not going to get into that right now. Okay. So I went into the show. I did the show. We got on stage, I rocked out over there, did a couple of songs. I showed my tie-dye for the first time to a new crowd of people. There was 200 people that were in the event. There was people that lived there because it's an art gallery where people live and they interact like a community, and they all work together. And, I sat at the bar with Sean and I said, the girl up there, man, she's hitting on me like a motherfucker. Excuse my French. He goes, stay away from her. He said, we're trying to get her out of here. She's fucking evil. He goes, you don't want to know the shit she pulled here, Paul. He goes, listen to me. This girl snapped in front of 200 people at an event here and grabbed the knife. Okay? He said, we couldn't get her arrested because her mother's a damn attorney and we can't even get her out of here. He said, we got plans where the next time she has a meltdown, they're going to come and put her in a mental ward. And he goes, by the way, she's got a long, long history of mental institutions. Okay. He said she's blamed them for putting mushrooms, acid in her food, the whole community there. She doesn't get along with any of the females. She blamed men of going inside of her room in the middle of the night and raping her. Okay. Yeah. When it was the other way around. She was going in their rooms and sitting on their, and waking them up. All right. You won't believe the shit, but I didn't listen because I see people ganging up on her. And, at that time in my life, I was worrying about my own things, but I wasn't looking for a girlfriend. So as I was leaving the establishment, I signed all the autographs. We were leaving. She stops me. She's like, "Oh my God, come here. I want to show you my artwork." All right, let me see your artwork. So she's got one piece of artwork on the wall, and it's a dog with somebody holding a dog on a chain. I said, "Okay, it's nice abstractly work. It's not really, what I'm into, but it's cool. It looks nice." I said, "Nice job. And then she goes, "Oh, here's my card. I'm an actress." She goes, "I really love your tie dye." I'm like, "How do you love my tie dye when you never see it?" She goes, "Oh, yes, I did. Look." I said, "Holy shit, man, this girl's a stalker, man." But I wasn't thinking that back then. I said, "She just loves my work." I said, "Okay, that's cool." Then she goes, "Hey, can I get your number? Maybe we can link up." I said, "I don't really give my number out, and you know, and Sandy's like, "Listen, Paul, get out and have fun for once," because Sandy didn't hear the conversation. It's like, you need to get out and have fun. You need to be around people. She's like, constantly working downstairs in the basement. You don't even come out to do anything. So I said, okay. So I gave her my number. She gave me her number. And I thought nothing of it. I left and I went back home, back down to the studio with Rio. We started developing new shit. We ain't thinking about women. And it was less than 2 days. And I get a text. And she goes, "Hey, let's link up." She goes, "I see you're doing a fashion show at the Yotel Motel." I said, "Yeah, I'm very good friends with the owner there." I said, "Sure, you're welcome to come." I'm like, "Make sure you're properly dressed." I said, "Dress formal, nice." I said, "It's a very beautiful hotel." And I said, "I'm not doing a show." I said, "I'm meeting with the owners tonight, and I'm only doing a show with the band of the singer was coming out with one of my beautiful clothing. It's a Latino thing. I forget her name. A Latino singer, famous as hell. She was hooked up with Gloria Estefan, and she's working with some of her musicians now. So she wore the dress, and here's Ashley. She comes, and she looked nice and everything and whatever, blah, blah, blah. A little too close for comfort for the first time, you know what I mean? Because I'm not like that, kind of like keep your distance and let's get to know each other first. So, and my wife here will tell you that. She'll tell you straight out. It's nothing about sex because I'm not into it like that. In the beginning, you got to get to know a person before that comes. I did that when I was younger. I learned when I was older because it's not about that. It's about the relationship and what's here, not what's everywhere else. Okay. So basically, she came to the event. All right. And this is in 2017 now. Now, this was May. Okay. May of 2017, her birthday was coming up. She's like, "Oh, my birthday's coming." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, my birthday's coming too." you know, so she's at the event now, and Sandy's, she said, "Oh, you know what? We want you to wear something tie dye. Would you be willing to wear one of his tie dye dresses?" She's like, "We got a $5,000 dress that he just finished." And Sandy was working with me. She was she would dress people. She would put the makeup on. She was great, man. Great. And she took her in the bathroom and put her in this beautiful tie dye dress, which we don't. I don't know where it is now, but I could try to find it. It's online somewhere. I'll give James those photos so you guys could see them. And I kind of took them down because I don't want to have nothing of her with me. Understand? And so she wore a dress, and we went and did the show. I was on stage. She had to stay off the stage. When the picture time came, she made sure she stepped in every picture, but I thought nothing of it because I'm like, "Oh, cool, yeah, she's with us. She could get in the picture." Every single picture. Even when the owner wanted to take a picture, he had to tell her, "No, you need to step over there. This is me and him." And she said, "Oh, but can I get? No, just me and him." He's like, "I don't want to be in the pictures with anybody. It's just Paul. He's the designer. He's my partner." So, you know, then she's having drinks now, and she's getting tipsy. So she's on the dance floor, and now she's dancing with two dudes on the dance floor while she's with me, and I'm going, "What the fuck is this girl doing?" I'm like, "I just bought you two drinks. You're over there. You're supposed to be interacting here because it's the end of the night now. I'm getting ready to go home and drop her ass off and tell her to take a train." So she comes over. She goes, "Oh, those two guys over there," and I'm going to tell you, she started a big fucking thing at the Yotel. Let me tell you this: if I knew who she was then, I would have ran. Okay. He said, "Those two guys over there, they grabbed me and they pulled me on the dance floor and he touched my ass." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "That shit don't happen around my shit." I went right to the owner and pointed them out. The owner took them by their hair, by their jackets and said, "Out of my club and don't ever come back here again." And she sat there like this, "Thank you. Thank you so much. I said, you're welcome. I said, that's not fucking right. You know, two guys grab you drunk, they grab your ass, touching your privates. That's not allowed, you know? So we leave and we went to a diner because we go to the diner after everybody from the club goes to the diner. We're all hanging out. The owner paid for everything for everybody, you know, food, whatever you want, you know? And we're all hanging out. So at the end of the night, now she gets in the car with us and she goes like this. She's like trying to cuddle up with me. And I'm like, listen, not happening right now. She's like, hey, listen, can I come home with you? I said, yeah, you can come home with me, but listen, you're not sleeping in my bed. I said, you can sleep upstairs in the guest room. So she goes, why? Why? I'm like, because I don't do that shit. I don't know you. I said, I don't know who the fuck you are, where you been, who you know, please. I said, if you don't want to go home on the train, we're not driving all the way back to Williamsburg because we're in Yonkers, okay? From Manhattan, we got to go right to Yonkers. We're not going all the way over there. It's too much. So we drove back. Everybody hung out. You know, we had a little dance party at the house. People were over. I had about 40 people there in the backyard. We had a dance party. The neighbors came over. We celebrated. And sure enough, I told her time to go upstairs, and she didn't like it. So I come downstairs and I go to bed, right? You ain't gonna believe this shit because it was on camera. I think I still have those videos, but I do have a lot of witnesses. Here I am. I wake up to go to the bathroom, and somebody's laying in my bed, naked. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you doing in my bed? I'm like, yo, Sandy. And she's still awake. I'm like, come down here. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing in my bed naked, yo? And she comes out, oh, I was drunk and I didn't know. And Sandy's like, just don't worry, Paul. You know, you're still dressed, whatever. And I just let it go, okay? The next morning, we drove her back to Williamsburg to the, place there. And I didn't see her for about, I don't know, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks after that, because I just didn't want to be bothered, you know? And then she calls me again. And she goes, oh my God, Paul, I need you. I need you. Please help me, help me. She goes, they're attacking me over here. She goes, Sean, and got all these people that gang up on me, and they're threatening me, and they're telling me they're gonna have me locked up and put away, and all this crazy shit. She's like, please, please, please. So what did I do? I called Rio. I got Rio. I got Stuart Newman. Okay. I got Sandy didn't go on this. Somebody else came with us. I'm not going to mention the name. And somebody else came with us, Nate Moran. It was 5 of us all together. Now, mind it, I was already in the argument with Sean because I didn't believe a word he was saying. He's like, Paul, messaging me. I could provide those messages to anybody. He's like, please listen to me. She accused people of putting things in her food. She literally pulled a knife on my staff. He goes, you're going to ruin this for us if you come and get her. We're about to get her put in a friggin' mental home where she belongs. And I got this in messages, okay? From the owners and from other people, women going, listen, she's crazy, dude. You don't understand. She will have you freaking killed, brother. He's like, you don't do this. And I'm like, and I said, I didn't listen to them. And I talked to my team and they said, nah, this is not right. We're going to go over there and get her. And that's what we did. We went over there and they packed all her shit up, my friends and my partners. They took her stuff into the car while I waited downstairs because Sean was afraid of me. He's like, no, that guy's a martial artist. I don't want him in my building. And they're like, why? He didn't do nothing wrong, you know? So she come down with her shit. And then she had a problem getting her rent back. So I called my lawyer friend, and my lawyer called up the place for her, Peter. Okay, a really good lawyer, who's still my company lawyer. He calls up and he goes, listen, you need to give the girl her rent money back. He goes, you know what? We want her to stay away so bad that we're going to give all her fucking money back. And that's what they did. They gave her $3,000 back for the whole stay there and said, don't ever come near our property again. And said, hey, Paul, good luck. Now, I'm going to say this. See, I'm the kind of guy that if somebody tells me something about somebody, I don't listen. I need to find out who that person is for myself because a lot of people lie like they did to me. I need to find out. I'm not going to say, if you come and tell me, hey, that guy over there is this, but I don't even know that guy. So you think I'm going to believe you and the assumptions you're making? No, I need to get to know somebody first, and then I'll make that determination on how I feel. And that's how I do it these days. I cut people off. Never again. Somebody goes, hey, can I come up and hang out in your studio? You know, I got nowhere to go. I said, no, my studio is not a hangout place. I said, in fact, we're very private and only certain amount of people will come in here. If you're not, somebody I know well, or you're not paying me, or you're not somebody that's doing some kind of justice out there, stay where you are. Don't come here. That's it. But getting into it now, so now she's moving in with me. The other room upstairs, we rented out to somebody else now. Okay, there was a girl that needed a place to stay, so we rented it to her and her boyfriend, and she had to move in with me. I'm not going to get into anything of what happened, sexually. I'm not getting into that. I respect my wife. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to say this much: the worst, the worst. Okay, maniac. I'm not going to get into that. I just can't. So let's go on from that point. So now she's staying with me, and she was pretty good in the beginning. She was getting herself locked into things, and I didn't know this. She's learning how to tie dye. She don't know nothing about the formulas. That's one thing that stays in my head and never gets released to anybody. It doesn't get written down. It's a semi-patent right now on them. I won't let nobody touch those formulas. She never could figure out what I was doing. I said, you got to go in the other room while I'm doing this. Yeah, you cannot be in here. And that was the whole relationship, by the way. I'm not going to go through everything. Let's just put it like this. The money that she had put away in her suitcase, she went and blamed Sandy, the one that let her move into her house, a woman that made $5,000 a week at that time, okay, didn't need no money, bought everybody everything, bought food, bought her dresses, took her shopping. She accused Sandy of taking her money out of the suitcase. The money that she went and put in a bank when she left to go jogging every morning, she would transfer the funds into her mother, and her mother was stacking the funds away, okay? I didn't know this until years later, okay? So she accused Sandy, and Sandy was saying, look, if you're going to accuse the woman that took you in and helped you out with my car, went and got you, paid for everything, then you can get the fuck out of my house. And she said, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. That's pretty much what it was, okay? So it moved on and on and on, and then I had models coming over my house to do photo shoots. Her whole motive was to get rid of anybody that was close to me. And I knew it at that point that once she was there, I was locked, because once I found out her mother was a damn attorney, a big attorney, and then I found out her uncle was a judge, and then her aunt's an attorney, and then she got uncles and other people that are feds and cops, and they're all fucking crooked, okay? And the threats that I got from her after the shit that she did, it's just, she burnt her hand in front of the models, scaring the models. She told the models, don't ever come back here because I'll have you killed. She threatened people and 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 threatened people. And at that time, my hands were like this. Because if I would have went and said something, she was with me. Remember, like Sandy said, you're kind of screwed here, even if I stand up for you. She's like, because if she comes out and say, he did this to me, or did this to me, he said, that's it. They'll arrest you before you can even say the word or anything. And I knew that. So I was kind of like forced into the relationship at that point because I just wanted her to go. I wanted her out of my life. I said, look, it's been 3 months and you're a fucking maniac. You got to go. I'm like, you have meltdowns in front of people, meltdowns at fashion shows, steals people's clothing, blaming people for going in the bathroom and looking at her, having me fire people because somebody looked at her in the bathroom or went in there and touched her, going around taking models' dresses during the show so they can't find the dress they got to wear because she was always jealous. If she wasn't the top model, then nobody could be anything. Yeah. She had to be number one in every picture and everything and every this and every that, She made sure she got in every damn picture, and only the ones that she couldn't get in is when the news or somebody said, no, this is him. We're interviewing him, not you, And that went on and went on and went on. And finally we got out of there because we got kicked out of Sandy's because she caused the whole thing. She caused a whole fight with everybody, and I left because I said, you know what? She don't want you here no more. We got to go. I went and stayed up at Rio's house. Rio's parents, you can look them up. Look up Frosty Myers. Frosty, Forsty Myers, and go and see what he did for the moon that we never been on, but go and see what he did. He's so famous as an architect, steel welder. He's got monuments in the city that are, forget about it, so famous. I'll put them up. So we went there, and her parents took us in. Okay, they gave us our own freaking cabin, a beautiful cabin. I mean, they own 200 acres of beautiful land right on the Delaware, where we get our water from. Okay, I'm not going to tell you anything else, but they own the whole mountains up there. Okay, everybody knows them, well protected by the government. Okay, we're staying up there now. She caused, let me tell you, she caused more shit there than you can ever imagine. She had the neighbors complaining, okay, because she would get out and start screaming, yeah! Banging her head against the car, hitting her head against the concrete, cursing Rio's parents out, okay, stealing shit from them. She stole a dress and blamed it on Rio. I said, why would my partner, who owns part of this company, steal a fucking dress? She caused so many problems. We got kicked out of there. And he's going, Paul, yo, you need to get out of here. I cannot have this bitch here. He goes, she's fucking crazy, bro. She's got to go. He goes, and listen, if you're not willing to leave her, then I don't know what to fucking tell you. And I told him, I probably like, Paul, leave her ass, bro. And then we end up in a hotel. It didn't take longer than 2 days for her to fuck that up. I paid the hotel a week. You know what they told me? I don't know who's screaming and yelling at night like that and throwing beer cans and acting like a child, but I got guests here. He said, here's your money back, all of it. He said, go and don't ever come back. And I have all those addresses. Everything is on record, by the way. Everything. Okay? From there, oh God, from there we moved into another place. I got an apartment. 2 weeks, kicked out. Then I came back to the Bronx. Okay? From up there. I come back to the Bronx. And I got another apartment on 175th in the Bronx with a Spanish lady. I rented a room. It didn't take too long. It was only a month there. You know, what she did there was just torture. Okay. We had money, we had food, we had everything. She was eating the woman's food, drinking her alcohol. Okay. Going through her shit in her bedroom when she accidentally left her door open. And then she caused a big argument and broke a window in the middle of the night. Uh-oh, I froze up, man. Okay. You can see me? Hello? You still there, James? All right, it's good. So it froze up for a minute, but I'll keep going. Okay, so now, so we're staying in the apartment, and she started a big argument with me. And then the lady, the Spanish lady said, come here, Paul. Mira, come here. And I went, and her and the daughter said, Paul, you need to get away from her. I heard what she said, that she's going to kill you. She's like, you need to get away from that girl. Now, I said, you don't understand. I can't get away from her. I just can't, because there are things that you don't know. And I explained, she said, look, we can help. I said, you can't help because nobody will help me. I said, this woman, her parents are so powerful. I'm like, you don't want to know what they did to other men. I said, she showed me what they did to other men. And I'm not, I just have to wait this out until I can find the right time to just escape, or maybe she'll leave, you know? So this is 2 years into the relationship. So now, after all that, I decided, well, we got kicked out of there. I went back upstate to Monticello, New York. On Broadway, I opened up a store, a big warehouse store. The guy gave it to me for $600 a month and said, you just redo everything in there for me. This building was so big, let me tell you something. Inside this building is right next to the Key Bank in Monticello on Broadway. It was literally 15,000 square feet he gave me for $600 a month, okay? We didn't last 2 months in there. This is what happened there. One night, she decided she wasn't going to take her medication anymore. And I'm not going to say what that is, but decided to get off of the medicine because her doctor stopped seeing her. He said, you abused the medicine, okay, and abused it, and you're using that to do whatever you're doing. She said, I cut you off. I will not give you no more meds. That's it. Done. So now I'm dealing with somebody off the meds and on drinking alcohol, okay? So what happens there? We get in a big argument, all right? Because I had a customer come in, and she blamed the customer that was buying dresses for me and spending a lot of money, man. She likes you. She's flirting with you. I saw her. She's flirting. Look at the camera. Watch the video. I said, she's not flirting. She's buying product. I love your stuff. This is beautiful. My husband, my kids are going to. I said, did you hear my husband? She goes, oh, no. I know. She's going to try to get with you. I don't want her back in the store ever. I said, well, she's a customer. And then the customer came in and she approached her and she said, "Don't you ever come back here, bitch. He's my man, not yours." And she's like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "I came back to purchase more stuff." She goes, "But since you're going to act like that, have a nice day." And she walked out and that's it. And she came back the next day and asked for a refund for her other shit, $2,500 worth of shit, refunded. And Ashley sat like this with a smile and a grin. That was a devil. So after that fight, I had a guy by the name of Todd Zilker that was a really close friend, 20 years. Okay. I called him up and I told him what happened. And I said, "Listen, Todd, Ashley needs a ride back to the city so she could go back home to her mother because I wanted her out." I said, "That's it. I don't care anymore. I don't care if your mother puts me in fucking jail." I said, "As long as you're out of my life, I'll be happy." I said, "Because I want my life back." I said, "I'm not used to being with evil people like you." He picked her up, took her to his house. And sure enough, what do you think she did? She broke our friendship. She told him that I raped her, I beat her up, I did all this shit to her, okay? And he called me, he goes, "I can't believe what you did to this girl, Paul." He goes, "You were both." I said, "You gonna believe that shit?" He goes, "Bro, she's so sincere, she's crying." I'm like, "She's an actress." I'm like, "Look her up." I said, "Well, if you're a friend like that, you're gonna believe her, then go fuck yourself, you Jewish fuck." And I'm Jewish too. I said, "Go fuck yourself then." And that was it. We brought her back to the city. She went back home. It didn't take 3 weeks, and I still got the email, guys. I actually have the email right here. Let's get that out real quick.
Mhm.
Give me a moment, guys.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
Well, talk to them because I might just leave it where we are. Don't get mistracked. Remember, she's at home now with her mother. Okay. After my friend drove her back to the city, she got to the airport and went home. Now,
After she after she cried crocodile
yeah.
tears to your
Remember,
friend.
remember now. After all that stuff, okay. Now, hold the line right there, and I want you guys to think about what I just told you because this is being recorded. And this is all going to be documented because we're making a documentary out of this because I got more evidence and paperwork now from the courts right here. That paperwork's bad now for her. Should you should, I don't, I found out why she was coming after me. It had nothing to do with the company because she saw me with Valerie. She saw me happy and she couldn't get me back. She thought that she was going to come to the city and be able to get me back. And because she couldn't find anybody like me. But I got emails from her saying, "I know you helped me. I know you did everything you can. And I'm sorry." Yeah, well, the judge is going to see that too. She hasn't
It's the
submitted,
more.
and by the way, they haven't submitted anything. The judge said, "If you have any evidence for anything," she goes, "We don't."
Well, I
Exactly.
just want you. I just want you gentlemen out there to realize. Be very careful when you before you get involved with
Oh, but wait a
anyone.
minute. Don't only put it to, it froze up. Okay. Don't only steer that to a gentleman. No, listen, this goes for everybody. This goes for women. This goes for men. This goes for gay people. If you're queer, it don't matter what you are. Remember,
Yeah.
this goes for everybody because it can happen to anybody. Okay? Remember that. Not only a woman. Men do it, women do it. It doesn't matter. There are evil people out there. We cannot label just one. The women, some of these women really go through some shit, man. My wife, let me tell you, we're not getting into that tonight, but hey, I witnessed it, okay? And I've also witnessed other women witnessed it in my face where I've stood up for, okay? So we can't say that there are women that go some serious shit, man. And I mean, when I tell you serious shit, forget about it.
That's why people in general have to be able to uh, um, have to be able to detect red flags before they
All right,
make
guys,
new friendships
you gotta give
or
me a minute.
relationships.
You gotta give me a minute because I have a real problem with this eye. And now these days I cannot read it like paper. I have to get a flashlight to read this because I can't see it. It's like I got like a gray line across my pupil. I don't know what that. It's
I'll
been
do a
like that.
little yeah, I'll do a little promo. Uh, oof.
I'm having a real problem with this right eye, man, and I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing a gray line. Like at nighttime, I see a gray line right across the pupil, and it's like weird, man. So, all right, I got some light. All right, so I got this right here.
Oh, you're back. Okay, good.
I'll read this real quick so they don't go far. So this is the email she emails me. This was on, ready? This was emailed to me. Let me give you the date here. 2015, okay? April 25th, 2015. Because it happened, before April. It was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before that. So this is the message I get from her. I really can't stand what a hypocrite he is, her father, okay? He says that you're controlling me when he's the one who is trying to do it himself. He doesn't know what's going on with me at all, and he acts like he knows. I'm having him take me off his phone plan, and I'm cutting ties altogether. I need to be able to make my own decisions for myself without my parents interfering. You're right about all of that. I've been begging my mom to take me to a therapist here in Ohio. She won't do it. She'd rather feed me pills and booze. Right here from Ashley Carterman, from her mother, an attorney, a criminal justice attorney. Your daughter asked you, Victoria Carterman, to help her. She begged you to take her for therapy because she knew she was fucked up for what you did to her in the past. But you know what? Everybody's got free will, a mind of her own. She made her own choices and decisions, though. So that's on her. But for a parent to go and tell your daughter, how dare you go and tell your daughter you rather feed her pills, your pills, and booze? Do you know what kind of trouble you're in, woman? You fed your daughter your prescription drugs and gave her alcohol with it. Valiums and alcohol. Do you know what Valiums and alcohol do together, Victoria? They murder you. She could have died. Is that what you were trying to do it? You were tired of it and you're trying to murder your own daughter like you did me? Yeah. This is going to be very ugly for you in court, Victoria. Right here, your own daughter admits to her parents controlling her because you're attorneys. When she gets with somebody, your parents love to go after those people, man. They do anything to destroy somebody's life because she don't believe in God. The people she hangs out with says, I work for Satan. Hell is beautiful. And I'll show you that in a little while. So there's the email. So now I'm saying this to myself. I said, oh, shit, she's finally realizing it. All she wants is therapy. I said, well, you know what? The guy that owns the radio station was involved in this one. He calls me, Paul, I don't think you should go and get her, bro. I think he said, but then his partner goes, yeah, but you know what, Orlando? Listen, she's willing to get help now. He goes, and that's the big thing that we're looking for is for her to get help. So she promised me, and I got the emails, I will go for help the minute I get there. You can take me. I need to get help. My parents don't want to help me no more. They don't want to do nothing. They want to give me food, booze, and alcohol and feed me pills and all this shit. And my mother grabbed me by my hair, and my dad tried to punch me, and his wife is trying to put me in a mental home, and I'm like this and that. I'm hearing all this shit in the email, right? I said, okay. I went back to Sandra's house because the store is closed now, and I had to leave everything because the owner said, after everything that happened here, Paul, I love you, brother, but I'm sorry. I can't have that. He said, I have multiple complaints from customers about your girlfriend, harassing them, kicking them out of the store. Nobody wants to shop here now. He goes, I don't know how you're going to, take care of this. I said, I'm going to close the store because I knew it was shot at that time. And I had 5,000 square foot store, by the way. Okay. I got pictures of it. It was beautiful. Okay. What I did to it. I remodeled it and I put my own money in. About $30,000. Okay. I put into that store in labor and cash. All right. Hell of a job. I'll tell you, to get the water running. There was no water, no heat in that building. I did it all myself. Okay, not even calling me. I fixed the heater. I fixed the watering in it. I had the toilets flushing, and he was like, "Wow, this is unbelievable," But I understood him because he gave me a chance, and it's my fault for being with her. It's going to lay on me because I'm the one that owns the company. So I'm the one that's looked at. So I had to accept that, and I didn't get mad at him. I shook his hand. I gave him a hug. He said, don't worry, Paulie, come back to me later on in life. I said, I'm not going to take this out on you, man. You did everything you could for me. And I went back to Sandy's house with my big truck, my big black truck. I had a Lincoln, man. It was beautiful. One of the models that you can't get anymore, an Escalade. It had an engine in it that, rare engine, man. And I got a good price on it. I paid like $11,000 for that thing, man, cash. And It was great. So I drove that down, and that was having problems with the back axle. It's shaking because I was spending all my money on this bitch. Okay, excuse my French. So I make it back to Sandy's, and I showed Sandy the email. She said, "Okay, so when she gets here, we're gonna help her." She says, "How are you gonna get her here?" I said, "I'm gonna take money out of the bank, and I'm gonna spend $1,000 to fly her back here now." And then I got to arrange for somebody to pick her up. That's another 300 to go drive to the airport and pick her up because Sandy's car was fucked up and my truck wasn't running right. I wasn't going to drive it with shaking axles, you know? So that's what I did. I paid for it. I went to the airport. She's hugging me. Oh, you don't know what they did to me. Oh. She's getting on her knees and crying and screaming. Oh my God. I noticed it froze up again. All right. It freezes up every time I get a TikTok message. I can't shut that off either. I I don't know why it's freezing up every time I start crying and telling you what she did, but that's okay. They do have my phone hacked, by the way. The email's hacked, everything's hacked. It's okay because they're going to learn a lesson tomorrow, and we're going to get into that, but not too much into it. So we're going to speed this up now. So she's back at the house at Sandy's, and the same night that she arrives, she snapped. She snapped. Oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just spent $1,000 to get you back here. And I'm telling you that me and Sandy and other people are going to take you for help tomorrow. We're not going to put you in a hospital. I said, we're going to take you to a therapist and pay for it for you. She had no medical insurance, you know. Sandy was going to pay 2,500 to get her help to go see somebody out clinic, you know, outpatient. And she's getting scared. Oh, they're gonna put me away. So she starts texting one of her friends, right? She's emailing and she's talking to this guy. And this guy's going, "Yeah, we gotta get her out of there. She's gotta go." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because she's telling him that we're endangering her life. She calls the cops, okay? And she goes, she jumps in the cab and she left. She called the cops on me and said that I had her tied up and kidnapped. No, he did. Tied up and kidnapped in the other room and won't let her leave. The cops get there for Yonkers PD show up. They're like, we just got word that you have your girlfriend tied up and you're kidnapping her. One of my roommates was there. He's like, no, 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 no. This is what happened. He told her what I just told you. And she left in a cab, he said. He goes, well, we need to come in and check. I'm like, you're not coming to my fucking house. You got a warrant? I said, you know what? Fuck your warrant. You're welcome. Go through the whole house. And they did. And then I showed him, look, she just texted me. She's in a cab. Fuck you. I'm in a cab, motherfucker. I said, she just lied to the cops and told you I tied her up and kidnapped her. I said, you should be arresting her fucking ass. Nope, because her mother is an attorney. Mommy called them. Trust me. Oh, you have no idea. That wasn't nobody else but her mother. Her mother made the phone call. So here she is talking about her parents in this email and then crying about her parents, okay? And then stabbing me in the back after telling me she needs therapy and she's willing to go for therapy. And that's what we're doing. We're going to take our money and go and pay for her therapy. Then she's backlining it and telling us, oh, well, you're going to put me away. We're not going to put you away. And she jumped in the cab and she ends up at a hotel. Then she calls Sandy without me knowing. She's on the phone with Sandy. Sandy, please, please get me back to your house. And Sandy's like, nope, don't call me, okay? I did call. She's seen the text. I'm reading the text now. She's like, you got there, you get your ass back here. That's not my problem. But he didn't pay for my hotel, this guy. He promised, and I don't have nowhere to stay. She said, find the way back because I'm not driving to get your ass. And she found her way back. Okay? She got her way back, got on the train, get your lazy ass on the train, and she came back to Sandra's house. Guys, this is a merry-go-round, okay? It's a merry-go-round. So from Sandra's house, we stayed there for a little while longer, and then the house got condemned because of Ashley. Because Ashley went and stole Sandra's money again. Okay, she stole her money, robbed her blind, took gold coins, took money from her, took her jewelry. Okay, she went upstairs and robbed the tenant's apartment upstairs. Okay, and then what happened was the electric company shut the electric off and banned it where we couldn't even. And then somebody came and hooked the electric up for Sandra, and they shut it down again. So now they were trying to get Sandra out of her house. Okay, we rented generators. They came and shut the generators down. I stayed there for 5 months trying to get Sandy's house back, okay? Trying to get the landlords to reconcile with her. You know who did that? That was Ashley's fault. Ashley made that woman lose her house, man. Yeah. So we all got kicked out of there, and then I ended up going into Saugerties, New York. Now we're at 2016. I go to Saugerties, New York. I did my last show. That was on the man, what was that called? The uh, Fluorescent Wonderland, and that was in Rockaway on Far Rock. We did it at a beautiful restaurant right on the beach with the airplanes. And guess what? She caused a problem there. She caused a problem in my Rockaway home that we were staying in on the beach. She robbed my roommate. She caused a lot of problems with the roommate. We ended up in court with him. I ended up, I won the case. The judge, he's seen what he did. I won the case. That's the error where right after the fashion show, we went upstate to look at the house in Saugerties and look at the store where, I was going to be partnered with. On my way back to Rockaway, she was driving and she was on the wrong side of the highway. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, yo, please pull over to the side of the road. Just pull over and I'll take over, please. And she's screaming, oh God, I can't. So she pulls over and she takes her hand. Okay. Look, the back of your hand. And I'm sitting in the passenger side now. So her hand went like this. Look, like this. Boom. She hit me in this eye and scratched my whole cornea with her fingernail. And I'm sitting there, my eye is bleeding, okay? I got blood dripping down, and she don't even see it. And I'm like, look what you did to my eye. I looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God. And she's looking, oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Don't do anything to me. I said, I got to go to the hospital right now. No, 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 no. I'll take care of you at home. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. She drove home and didn't take me to the fucking hospital, okay? And she said, you better not say anything to my mother about this. You know my mother will get you for this. You better not. She's threatened me already. Threatened me already. She said, if I take you to the hospital, you better say nothing to that doctor. She'll say, I'll say you raped me and I had to hit you. So I get home and she's taking care of me for the night, right? And then my eye swelled up like this. And my roommate seen it. He said, I don't care if we're getting out of war right now, but you need to go to the hospital. He's like, you're going to get infected and lose that eye. I went to the hospital. Ashley's sitting in the room with me. The doctor comes in. I gave him a made up story. I said, listen, he said, how did this happen? I said, well, I was walking up the street and I walked right into a branch. I said, the point of the branch went right in my eye. He said, no, it didn't. He said, because if a branch went in your eye, he said, you would have cuts around the eye. He said, and the eyeball would be poked out if a branch went into your eye. He said, the eye's still there with a long scratch across your cornea. He said, it kind of looks like a fingernail. And now she's getting nervous. He said, Liz, what's your name? She said, Ashley. She goes, Ashley, can you step out of the room for a minute for me? Can you go out into the visiting area, please? And she goes, why? Why do I got to leave? I'm I'm his wife. He said, you're not married. She said, we got a domestic partnership. He said, but still, I'm the doctor, and I'm asking you to leave for a moment because I need to speak with my patient by himself. He knew. She left. But guess what? She didn't go all the way out to the visit. She had her ear against the door. She was listening. And he said, Mr. Mantia, that's a fingernail. He said, so if you need to say something, you can say it now and we can handle this. We can have the cops come here. We can arrest her. We can get her arrested for this. I said, you don't understand, Doc. And then I said, I walked into a tree branch. He goes, that's not a tree branch. He said, I'm sorry. I did an x-ray. He said, it's a fingernail, a woman's sharp fingernail. And it's still there, the scar. I lied to the doctor because, I was under the gun and the doctor was shaking his head as I was leaving. And he said, Paul, you can always come back here because I'll be here and the report is here. It's written in the report that there's no way it was a tree branch, a fingernail. I left the hospital, went back to, Malco's house, and I had to heal up for a week. And then she took care of me every night. Oh, let me take care of your eye. Oh, let me clean it out. Yeah. At the same time, threatening me, don't you ever say nothing because I know that doctor. I heard him say, if she did something, we could do something. He said, listen, my mother will get you for that. You don't understand who my mother or my dad is. Like, and trust me, I don't want to hurt you, but I will. I don't want to hurt you, but I will. And I just shut my mouth. I didn't say nothing. I couldn't say anything. So from there, we moved up to Saugerties, New York. And she managed to ruin that too. The guy that I had Woodstock clothing store with, He gave me the basement in his house. She, his stairway that we go downstairs from the upstairs to the basement, she went and unscrewed the bolts and broke the stairwell. And the stairwell, the whole thing fell, and we were stuck in the basement, and he couldn't come downstairs. He's like, "How the fuck did this happen? How did this happen?" He goes, "Oh shit, you broke the stairs." I said, "I didn't break anything, bro." And she's sitting there like this, look, and she's laughing. And he's seeing her face. He goes, you. He goes, "Paul, I'm sorry, you need to get out today. Out." And he called the cops. And the cops came and they said, "You only been here for a certain amount of time. You haven't been here 30 days. You got to go." So then we meet these people named Nathan and Shelley who live in Saugerties, New York in the mountains. And we'll get into them, okay? Jesus. Now, those people are crooked, I will say, but we moved out there and they gave me a whole beautiful land to do whatever I wanted. Put my tents up, put my tie dye up. They provided me an Airstream. You know what an Airstream is? A $200,000 beautiful iron Airstream with cable, with electric, everything we wanted. And all he said is, "All you gotta do, Paul, is just clean it out and mow my grass, and that's it. Just make the place look beautiful." He said, "I know you know how to garden." And I said, "Oh yeah, I love doing that stuff." I said, "Trust me, give me 1 month and I'll make this place look amazing, like a palace." That I did. It didn't take longer than 3 months for her to screw that up. She started having meltdowns there. She was going in Nathan's house, recording him, taking his food, blaming Nathan for touching her. And she blamed Nathan for touching her. The owner of that whole property blamed him for touching her. Okay. His wife, she was very nice, man, and she did a lot of good things for us, and we were great friends. But we weren't friends anymore after Ashley got to them. I lost all of them too. And then we moved across the street because my friend Chuck and his wife Bonnie, they loved me. We went over there, but thank God they saw this side of Ashley that nobody else saw. Okay. It didn't take long for her to, she jogs every morning. She started stealing stuff from the girl across the street who left her doors open because in that area, you can leave your doors open. Nobody started touching shit. She started going in there because that girl was hanging out with me, you know? And she saw right through Ashley. She said, "You need to," and right in her face, she said, "You need to get away from that bitch. She's crazy, Paul. Get away from her." She's like, "I don't even know her, but I read her. And she knows I read her." And Ashley was scared of her, okay, when she said that. And she got rid of her friendship. Where she messed up is when she opened the window in front of Bonnie because she couldn't get no alcohol that night. She had no money. And nobody was willing to give her any money. I said, "Go and do your pills like you were supposed to. Go to a doctor like you were supposed to. I'm not giving you shit." This girl put her legs over third story, 3 stories, and tried to jump out the window and kill herself in front of me, Bonnie, and my friend Chuck, a drummer of my band that I was in. Okay? Tried to throw herself out the window. I grabbed her and pulled her in. And I told her we're going to call the cops. And then Chuck had to put nails in the window to shut them so she wouldn't try to get out. And then Bonnie said, "Paul, I'm sorry, but my daughter's going to be moving in. And you guys got to move out in 2 weeks." So that was the last place. And the only option I had was nowhere in New York. So she comes out and goes, "Well, hey, let's move to Florida." And I'm like, "No, your dad's there. You got family. I don't want to move to Florida." I said, "This is my home here in New York." I said, "And you destroyed everywhere we've been." I said, "I got nowhere to go." I said, "You got us kicked out of every damn place that we ever stayed in." I said, "I lost all my friends, all my models, all my close friends. Everybody was out of my life. But the only people that stayed in my life, let me tell you, is James. James,
Yeah.
James and George and Rio. The 3 people that stayed in my life the whole time and stood by me from day one, saw everything that she did and stood by me like this. Now, that's blood. Blood is supposed to be thicker than water, but you know what? Me and James, I feel that we're real blood because my family ain't real blood with me. And I'll tell you, that's the best man you can ever have in your life right here is James. And God will bless this man. He's going to reward him like you've never seen before. Trust me, because he's a good-hearted person, man. Democrat, Democrat, Republican, this, that, it doesn't matter what you are, what race you are, what color you are, where you come from. It don't matter. You're God's children. That's what matters to me. That's it. So let's continue. It's crazy. So now we get everything ready and I'm shipping stuff now, boxing it up and I'm shipping it out. Well, we found a house, right? online. And I said, Bonnie's going, but you find it on Craigslist. I said, well, he sent us pictures, Jason Harin, okay? And his partner was Brian Blackburn, who was an attorney, okay? So let's see. Brian Blackburn, who was an attorney, and Jason Harin, and the house was located in Jacksonville, Florida. And I'm looking up the area. I'm going, that's not a good area, man. It's gunshot. But she said, but it's the cheapest place to go. And that, let's just get the house. Remember, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy neighborhood. But I got along with everybody. We moved into that house. We went out there. Everything was shipped there. When I got there, there was nothing of what it showed me online, man. Let me tell you something. There was no kitchen, no locks on the doors. There was no kitchen at all. The whole roof was gone. With like for instance, lay in your bedroom and you got a big opening looking into the sky. Rain coming in, rains inside, flooding into your living room. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, man? I'm like, I paid you $1,800 down and gave you another grand for this piece of shit. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? I'm like, this is a damn shithole. She managed to get us fucked up there too, though. And I had to take them to court. And then Ryan Blackburn, the owner of the house, talked with Ashley's mother, and they turned it all around on me. I got everything on record. And then as we were walking out of the courtroom after Brian Blackburn got spanked by the judge, when the judge said, let Mr. Mantia talk, and you're out of line. And then he goes, because I won the case. The judge goes, do you know Paul Mantia? He toured with Billy Preston. Do you know that? He goes, do you know who Billy Preston was, man? He goes, the gospel singer. He's like, you should check him out, man. To the lawyers. So as we were walking out of there, Brian Blackburn, and I had this on record, went over to Ashley right in front of me. He goes, if you ever need help getting away from this cocksucker, just let me know. I'll help you. That was the end of my life right there. My whole life just ended and flashed right before my eyes, and I didn't even know it, okay? There I'm thinking I'm going to turn this cocksucker into the judge, but that case is won and closed. The judge is off the case now. You can't tell him the threats, And I got home to and then we were staying at a hotel in Florida after that. After we got kicked, we left the house, staying in a hotel for 3 months, paying $900 a month. Yeah, her mother chipped in a little bit, She chipped in. She didn't tell her mother nothing of what's going on, She just said, oh, man, we ended up moving to this crap house we didn't know. And I was broke at that time now because I spent all my money. I had like literally $8,000 that I saved to do that. Spent, gone. Okay. So then I started working out of the hotel and I started making tie-dyes for the people in the area there. And now I'm making more, I'm making money. I'm doing pretty good now. And I'm saving money to get the next place. So now we're going and doing applications for houses and applications for mobile homes and things like that because I was trapped. There was nothing I could do to get out of that relationship at that time. Yeah, now I'm in Florida where her dad is, her aunt is, her other family, her mother's in Ohio. I knew they had me like this. But my family was in Florida, so I was hoping that I could get to them. They wouldn't help me. They didn't care. Okay. They only cared when I had my lawsuit money and gave one brother 25 grand. Okay. The other brother, he's a good brother. He did care, but he couldn't get there because, it's just far away. We just put it like that. So we got into the mobile home finally after going through all this credit shit. I had to put my credit through hell, man, to go through this. Okay. And my credit wasn't that bad then. I had nothing on my credit, I went through, got approved, and I got a beautiful double wide mobile home, 3 bedrooms with a beautiful jacuzzi, beautiful lot. And they knew what I did. They said, we'll give you a big lot so you can do your tie-dye outside in the big tents. I said, wow, thank you so much, And they hooked us up. We got in there. And then from there, I opened up a store in Florida. I went up to Pinecrest Mall, which was about an hour from me, where I was taking Ubers back and forth. I opened up a store, then I met somebody and I was paying a driver, a black guy I met. He was awesome. He worked for Uber and then he started working for me. And I was paying him every day to get me back and forth to the store. He was working with us, It didn't take long for her to screw that up either. But that was the topping of the cake there. There were weird things going on in my mobile home while we were home. as a tie dye artist, I get little mason jars, and that's where I store the dye. Because you can seal them. And I had gotten 40 mason jars. I just paid about $300 for the real big ones, and I stored them all in the cabinets in the house. Okay. 2 days later, and she was with me. 2 days later, I go to the cabinets in the house, and all the mason jars are gone. All the tie dye stuff is gone. I'm like, Ashley, where's my shit? She goes, what do you? I said, the mason jars. And now I'm recording her. I'm like, we're recording. I said, we have to record. She goes, I don't know. And then she goes, my diary's missing. I said, what do you mean your diary's missing? I'm like, who would take your diary? She goes, well, I thought you took it. I said, are you kidding me? And this is on record. I'll let you guys hear this. I said, why would I take a diary that's been around me for 3 years in the open? I said, are you serious? I said, are you kidding me? So she's looking all over the house now for her diary, not caring about the mason jars that are gone. And now she's going, I think somebody was in our house. I think the maintenance guys took my diary and took the glass jars. I'm like, why the fuck would the mason? Why would they want to take mason jars for what? With dye in it? What the hell are they going to do with mason jars with dye in it? Tell me. Drink it? I said, nobody comes in our house when we're not here. They got to make an appointment. They can't come in our home. So now I called the office. I'm like, somebody came in my home, my wife is saying, but my fiance is saying. She goes, nobody goes in your home unless they call. They call you 3 days ahead of time, and if you're not home, they'll make an arrangement to come in your home, but they never go in your house without you there. So I tell her that. And she goes, well, I don't know then. She goes, and by the way, I found my diary in the bathroom, in her bathroom, with a rubber band in the middle on a page. And the page is ripped out. I said, let me tell you, Ashley, I didn't touch your shit. I said, stop. I said, where are my fucking mason jars? To her. I said, where'd you put them? I said, stop playing the game now. But I'm not playing the game. I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. Now, time went on, and I had to go buy more. Those disappeared. And then my diary disappeared that I wrote about my grandmother, my childhood. Okay? Things started disappearing. And now she started locking herself in the room in the back. Okay? It was getting close to her time. She got everything she needed at that point, Now she's on the phone and she's talking to people. I can't hear what she's doing. She was leaving early in the morning, and then she comes back, and then I find bank documents, and my money was taken out of the bank and sent to her dad. I'm like, why'd you send my PayPal money, my client's money to your dad? I didn't do that. Why would I do that? She's like, you must have hit a wrong button. I said, no. How can you hit a wrong button in PayPal? I said, you've literally got to write out the price and who you're sending it to. Well, May 2nd comes along, and I'm getting ready to go to my store to close the store down. Okay. Well, not close it yet. I had a sale going on before I was going to close again. It was doing very well, the store. Very well. So now, guess what? As I'm getting ready to leave my house, my mother's been calling constantly. She's not answering the phone. She's like, I don't want to talk to her. I said, I don't want to talk to her either. I'm like, leave her out of our life, seriously. Because we didn't answer the phone, the mother decided to call Jacksonville PD. As I'm walking out of my house and the Uber's waiting there to take me to my store, he left. The cops come and say, are you Paul Mantia? I said, yes, I am. I said, here's my ID. I said, how can I help you today, officer? He goes, we got a call in that you were hitting and abusing her and holding her hostage in the room and not letting her answer her phone and talk to her mother for like 5 days, 6 days. I said, what? Huh? Excuse me? And she's like, what? That's not true. He said, well, kid, come over here for a minute, and you stay over there, Paul. And I heard them. He said, did he hit you or do anything? She goes, no, my mother's lying. He'd never do that. He'd never hit me. He takes care of me. It's like, he's a good man. And the cop goes, okay, everything's done here. So I walked over. I said, I need the police reports, by the way. And I need that phone call that was made. He goes, you can call up and you can get everything there. After that, we go to the store. I sold whatever I had to sell, and I came home early. I closed for the 3rd, and I closed on the 4th. I needed a break. On May 5th, things were very strange that morning when we woke up. Ashley was going around the house and putting bags, behind doors and, taking things out of the closet and packing things up. I said, what are you doing? So I'm just organizing because I'm going to get rid of these clothes because I'm going to get new clothes that coming back from the store. I said, oh, okay, cool. We go to the store, and then we went to what's the name of that place now? God, what is it called? Man, it's a one of those fast food restaurants, Checkers. I went to Checkers because my sugar was dropping. I had hypoglycemia. I said I need to get something to eat before we go to the store. I got to be open by 11. So we go over there, and then I bought it, and she gave me the PayPal card. She goes, here's the PayPal card. I'm like, why are you giving me this? You know, her PayPal card. I said, I don't need your PayPal card. She goes, well, here's yours. I'm like, oh yeah, I need mine because she held on to it because I didn't have a wallet at the time. So she comes up to me and she says this to me. She's hugging me and she goes, I just want to tell you that I'm sorry for everything I ever did to you. And she goes, I want you to know that I really, really do love you and I do appreciate everything you did for me. She goes, I have a lot of problems and a lot of issues. She goes, I just wanted to tell you that. I'm like, why are you telling me that like that now? I said, what's going on, Ashley? She said, nothing. Everything's fine. I said, okay. We went to the store. And every morning I get to the store, I got to go and get change, rolls of quarters and stuff to put in the register. And I have money, hundreds. So I had to go and change it to, fives and dollars so I could give my customers change. And I stepped out and I came back. Ashley's bag, the big bag that we had, it was a giant bag, duffel bag. All my artwork was in there, my expensive shit. And I'm seeing everything missing in the store. I'm like, what the fuck? And where's Ashley? Now I get a call from the manager. Yo, Paul, your girl just ran out of here with a bag of stuff and she got into a white caravan. I'm like, what? So I'm running and I see her leaving. I'm like, that's her dad. Where the hell are they going? And I'm like, what the fuck? And now I go and look at my jacket. My wallet was gone. The PayPal card she just gave me gone. I had no money, no ID, no nothing. She took even the friggin' certificate that we had for the store, the tax ID certificate, ripped that shit off the wall. She took everything, anything expensive, and left. So I'm like, listen, brother, I have no way to get home. I'm like, I know where they're going. They're gonna go to my house, man. I gotta get to my house. I'm an hour, almost an hour from here. I'm like, shit. He goes, listen, Paul, I'm gonna call my buddy. He's an Uber driver. He'll get you. He's like, hold on. He calls him. He paid the $60 for me. He goes, listen, brother, I'll close your store. Give me the key. I gave him the key to the store. They said they'll shut it down. They had everything on camera. Now he's racing me back to the house. This guy was doing fucking 80 to 100 miles an hour. Seriously, racing. Okay. We pull into the driveway. He's waiting out there now. He's like, and he knew the story. I told him everything. Well, what happened there? And I see her white caravan and the doors open in the back and packed up to the top. Okay. I walk into the house. She's like, oh my God, what are you doing here? I said, what the fuck are you doing in my house? Where's my shit? I said, where's my computer? Where's my cat? I said, where is everything? She goes, I'm only going away for a couple of weeks. I said, a couple of weeks? You just cleaned everything out of this place and you're telling me a couple. I said, what the fuck is your dad doing in my house? I never even met this man. I'm like, get the fuck out of my house, motherfucker, before I whoop your ass. I said, get out. And she goes, Dad, you better leave because he could fight. He said, I'm a second degree to me. I said, yeah, I'm fourth. I said, you want to try me? Get out of my house. I said, you're stealing my shit. I'm calling the cops. He goes, go ahead and do that and watch what happens to you. And it all came back to me right in my head. I said, Ashley, give me my engagement ring. Why? I said, because we were in a contract. I said, an engagement ring before marriage, that's a contract. Give me that $20,000 ring now. I didn't even have it paid off. She gave it to me. I said, get out of my house and give me my fucking computer. She left my computer. She said, it's on the porch. And she got in the car and left. I had no phone. They took my phones. They took my cable box. They took the internet box. They took everything. Left me with nothing. Thank God my next door neighbor helped me, man. He helped me. He's like, yo, we'll get the cable box in here tomorrow. Don't worry. We'll call up. I know everybody that works there. Hooked me up. And I was staying in the mobile home myself. Now the next month came and it's $1,000 a month. Well, $800 a month. The electric bill comes in and I'm contacting her father. I'm like, she needs to pay her half of the rent. He goes, oh, you think she's going to pay for you to live free? I said, listen, she's on the fucking lease. That's her job to pay her half, not mine. And they hung up, and then I got messages you wouldn't believe from them. Threat messages, and that's when everything went blank.
So all those loving, all
Now,
those,
real quick, listen. I'm going to leave it at that real quick here. and then I need to take a break. James will talk. This is very hard for me, guys, because I've been through a lot. And what I'm going to tell you in the next chapter, this is where the damaging shit starts after she left. I need to take a break. Give me about 5 minutes. I'm going to drink some water and I'm going to continue on.
Yeah.
To,
No,
but it's not long. It's another half hour to where I am right now, where I'm at with the case right now. Okay. So James talked to them, and you can you know the whole story. James knows a lot of stuff, man. And James, maybe some things he don't know, but he knows a lot because he's been through the whole case, everything since day one. Okay, give me 2 minutes, 3 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. God bless everybody.
yeah, we'll go to the restroom. Have a nice ice drink of ice water with lemon. Or
Yeah,
something.
right here, man. I got the. Oh man, listen, I got some health things. I'm going to tell everybody how they're going to get rid of the cough that you can't get rid of.
Oh yeah, your health elixirs too.
Oh yeah, I figured it out and it works, man. And people are using it. And I know he's thanking me. Thank you, bro. I did it 2 days. It's gone. All the phlegm is gone. I said, yeah, bro.
It's
That's
like
God's
love,
remedy.
it's like love. It's like love potion number 9.
No, it's God's remedy. It's nobody else's but God's creations that He created. Water and salt. God created those things, not the government. Salt comes from the sea salt.
Right. Well, I've been using the Himalayan pink salt, which is
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
which is it's a prehistoric salt bed in the Himalayan mountains, and it contains several hundred minerals, several hundred different minerals. It is a nutritional superfood.
Wow.
And it's not as salty as the other salts because it's pink for a reason. It
Yeah,
contains many trace minerals and macro minerals, micro minerals. I just want to say that
I'll be right
all the loving romantic things
back.
that Ashley said to you was all an act. It was all an act. When I say crocodile tears, that means phony baloney tears.
Where did Valerie go? Can you call her? What? Can you call her? Valerie, can you call her? Call Valerie. I'm on CNN Live right now. Forget it, man.
Yeah. So when I use the term crocodile tears, that's an old school
Give me 2 minutes.
uh, an old school phrase meaning if the
Can I
person
use your phone to call Valerie? Yes. She left. I don't know where she went. She didn't even tell me she was leaving.
the
Wait, can
person
you
that means the
why the fuck did you told me she leaving? Fucking
that means the person is acting. They're phony, fake, phony fraud. They're not. It's not real tears and emotion. Tears of a clown when everyone's around. So that's what she was doing to him.
can you find
Anyway, my regular weekly show, Progressive Discussions, the Open Topic Talk, is every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and I stream on YouTube and Twitter, which is now called X by Elon Musk. Just like tonight. Tonight, this show is streaming on YouTube and Twitter. I can't say X. I mean, I like the black and white logo. I like the X, but I just can't say X. I mean,
no, where did you go?
it's a commotion going on there. So anyway, and then I do a show called Holistic Health Talk, which is about holistic health, nutrition, physical fitness, and sports talk. And that's Sundays starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And I do it with the Commodore Jeff Zambello, my co-host, an athlete, a competitive drug-free athlete, very long-running. I mean, he's been a competitive strength athlete for many years. He's got a lot of experience under his belt. He competes at events, and he's my co-host for the Sunday show. So everyone's welcome to participate, stop by, uh, ask questions, communicate, banter with us. I just want to say good morning to Masumi from South Eastern Japan. It is now Friday in Japan, so thank you for stopping by, Masumi. I just want to thank Daryl Messias and everyone else. Bart Robinson, Gabriel Salias, in Buckeye, Arizona. Bart Robinson. All right. So,
Behind you, you see the equalization graph on the screen there? You see it moving up and down when we talk?
yeah.
Yeah, you see that? That everything, your mic, my mic, is all going now into the system. How I got to clean up.
Wahoo! How about that?
God bless you.
How
And
about
Oreo sneezed too, man. Oreo had a big sneeze earlier.
did that sneeze go out into the
I got to take Oreo to the vet, man. She's having
Oreo better
having
come
some
back.
issues. She's
Oreo.
got a skin tag, and she's also sneezing. So I'm gonna take her out to the vet. I think she's got an allergy. I'm gonna take her in about a week from now.
The
Two
dermatologist.
thousand dollars.
The dermatologist.
$2,000, man. You believe that? 2 grand.
Wait a minute. $2,000 just to
Yeah.
burn. To burn. You know how long it
Oh,
takes.
they're gonna do two things. They're doing two things to her. They're gonna do that. She's got to get another shot, a very important shot, okay? And then she has to get the dewormer again. She don't have no problems with that, but she did have some blood in the urine a couple of weeks ago, which really concerned me, and Valerie's been checking it. It went away, because we stopped using a certain product, but I still think that she might have something with the urinary.
Parasite. You think she has parasites?
No,
Parasite.
no, definitely not. But I think that she has like I forget what they call it, man, a UTI.
Oh, a urinary tract
So,
infection.
so the doctor told us what to do. I called him. He said, just give her this for now. And he didn't have an appointment for like, 3 weeks. So, but he told me I could get on a payment plan. I said, no, we're just going to pay that shit out, right, man?
You know,
I don't man.
female mammals are even humans are very susceptible to UTIs. Very,
Yeah.
much more so than men. And if $2,000,
This dog is the best, man. I'll pay 20 grand for her. What are you kidding me? I would pay my whole fucking life for this dog. I'd give up my
but you
studio.
gotta,
What are you kidding me?
but you gotta just give her. You gotta just give her the high quality dog food and no table food.
No, Valerie paid. No, she don't. Listen. She buys the best food on the market. Listen.
Yeah, but she's fat.
Yeah, I know, but you know why she's fat? I mean, so she has a thyroid problem. We can't do nothing about that. She has a thyroid problem. The doctor said it was but they're giving her supplementary products that are going to take the weight down now. And what we're doing, listen. What we're doing is we can't really run her at the beach because there's a lot of glass over there from the people, migrants are throwing shit everywhere.
Son of a bitches.
Don't worry. Listen what I'm doing now. I take her on the steps here, 6 stories down. We run down. She wears these little rubber shoes, run down the stairs, and then we run back up the stairs, her and I. And I do that like 5 times every day. We're going to do that.
You know what's good for the thyroid?
She's losing weight, bro.
You know what's good for the thyroid? Kelp, iodine. Iodine causes the underactive thyroid to produce thyroxine. Thyroxine is the hormone that the thyroid produces. So that might help her. Grandpa's
paid. He said he's going to chip in we're gonna send her to this. There's an exercise thing over here for dogs, and they train them. And he said, listen, 1 month I'll have that dog, and it's cheap, man. It's like 200 a month. We can bring her there like 4 days a week. You know, she gets treats, she gets all this stuff. He said, I'll train her. I'll get her back on the level where she's supposed to be. He said, the food you're feeding her is good. It's health food. He said, but he said you could give her some table food, but don't give her like any, give her raw meat. Raw meat. He's like, feed the dog raw meat because that is what a dog is supposed to eat.
Right. And the
I mean,
cat,
it's supposed to be eating raw meat. My cat eats
dog,
it.
dogs and cats are carnivorous creatures. They're
Yeah,
not omnivores. They're not
yeah.
vegan. They're not vegetarians.
All right,
They're
but let's get back into this because it's a.
Okay, there's a lot to say. All
Well,
right, I'm
well,
gonna go
this
bye
is
bye.
this is the easier part because this is a shorter part. That, well, you'll see.
You know,
So,
you know what this? You recognize this logo, right, there, Paul?
yeah.
This is the logo for Coney Island.
Mm,
The old time logo for Coney Island.
yeah, man. You'd be surprised
Yeah.
when I tell you later on in private who owns that place. You're gonna freak out, man. Who's got
Well,
their? Wait till you hear who's got their hands in there, man. But I'm not gonna say it live. Nope. That's one thing I'm not opening my mouth about shit. You know.
unbelievable, huh? Unbelievable. So the FBI, they better hire a lot more agents and get on the job because there's a lot of corruption in this country today.
Oh man. Wait till you tell me to corrupt. I'm about to tell you about real corruption.
All right, you're on. You got the flow. You
Oh,
got the flow and the data flow.
all right, guys. So we left off where my ex Ashley Carterman left me May 5th, 2017. She escaped, is what she called it, but she snuck out and stole everything. Okay, with her father. Her father, who married a Chinese woman and had her sent from there and paid for her. He paid for a Chinese woman to come here, okay, and marry him so that this way he can be abusive to her because he knows he can't do that to an American woman. Now, a Chinese woman, he can boss her around and control her like you don't believe. And that's the kind of family we're talking about here, okay? We're talking about a crooked mom attorney who gives her daughter pills and booze. When the daughter asks her mom, can you take me for therapy? You're a cop out, she tells her. Okay. A mom that's a criminal justice attorney in Ohio, working, she was a DA too once, Imagine how many criminals that she kept out of jail, the big ones, like the MS-13 that, you know, Ashley told me about, where I need to watch myself. When she said that, that's when I knew my life is over from this point on. What am I going to do? You know, she's gone. And I said, God knows what she's going to do to me from here. She took all my ID, so who knows what she's going to do with that? So now I'm trying to move on, and I'm not contacting her. I was contacting her, telling her, give me my PayPal records back, give me all my income tax documents, give me my whole life. I said, ay, ay, ay. I froze up for a minute, you saw. So I said, give me all my paperwork back, and she didn't care. She didn't care to. All she kept saying, "Oh, you did this, you did that, you're this, you're that, you do this, you do that." But in the messages, and when she sat there before she left, we did a recording together, and she told the truth about a lot of things in that recording that nobody's heard yet, but the public. A lot of things. Okay, she even brought up her mother in there. Why she would call the cops on me. Well, I don't know why she would do something like that. That's crazy that she went and lied you know, I don't know why. I said, you know why. What do you mean you don't know why? But she admitted and she apologized. I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm sorry for being that bad person and, doing bad things to you. I'm sorry. I can't help it. You can help it because if you're telling me about it, then you can help it. you know, if you know what you're doing, then you can help yourself. Duh, you're an actress. That's why you got kicked off set, Ashley. That's why when you were on Glee, the show Glee, you went off on the main actor, huh? Now, what did you do to Gary Michael Walters? Remember him? The guy that wrote Creepy Crawlers? You accused him of rape. Hey, you can go look it up, guys. Go look up Ashley Carterman, okay? And look up Gary Michael Walters on Google. Go to Trellis. It shows you everything. Yeah? Yeah, let's do that for you. Let me take you for a little trip into the Twilight Zone. This is called Cartoon Land. This is Ashley's land. That's what they called it. Everybody, at the Greenpoint Gallery said, this girl lives in Cartoon Land, bro. They warned me, but now I got them too. That's right. I got them for this case. So let's go here and let me show you some stuff now. Very important because, you got to see what she's done to other people so you can get a drift of what I'm talking about. So we type in Google Ashley Carterman, very simple. And you type in next to her name, Gary Michael Walters. And then what you're going to do is after that, I'll show you. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah. I hate when it does typos, man. Everything corrects your words these days. I don't like that. I don't need correction. Okay. So let's go. Okay, here we go. Now, back in 2019, my fellows and friends here. Let me see if this can let me shut this light so we can have a clearer view. You're not going to get a backflash off of this. Why isn't it showing in there? Okay, you see that, guys? Put it on full screen, James.
It is.
Oh yeah, why am I not over here?
Well, because of the phone.
Oh man, I don't know what I just did. Okay. Yeah. What did I do?
Unless you turn the phone sideways.
Oh shit! I fucked up my view, man. All right, you see that right there? That says Ashley Carterman versus Gary Michael Walters. Back in 2019, what happened here was Gary Michael Walters. Ashley was invited to his party. Okay, he invited her to a party. She showed up, and she was trying to get with Gary. But Gary has billionaire women around him. Ashley, he didn't want nothing to do with. Okay, she stayed overnight at the hotel. Okay, how do I know this? I'll tell you in a moment. She stayed overnight at the hotel where the event took place. In the morning, she woke up and decided that, Gary Michael Walters raped her. She said, I found a condom on the bed and I found, something that was his. And I left there and I ran out of there and went to the cops and I told them everything. I said, did you take a rape test, a kit? Did you? I said, because if somebody forcible entries you, I said, but wait a minute. How can you be sleeping and not feel anything? Well, I was drunk. I said, you telling me you didn't feel anything? I said, okay, okay. This is in the beginning. She told me about this. Okay, I had no idea until later on, until I contacted the man. So she goes to the cops and she files rape, but doesn't get no rape test at the hospital. Refused it. The cops go and pull. They went into court. She lost the case. She lost, and because her mother is who she is, she got her whatever dropped down to nothing. Okay. And here's the case here. It's reopened because Gary Michael Walters actually went to law school. You can look that up. He went to law school and now he's taking this case. He went to law school. He's taking the case back into court. He's refiled it right here. You can look it up. You can't make this shit up. You just can't. All right, let me see what I did to my thing here. Why is it like that? Oh, here we go. Okay, now I see. All right. So that's one thing. All right. That's just one. Now we get into the drift of everything, of what really took place. This is very, very complicated, man, because it's torture. So now I'm in Florida, guys. Okay, by myself in the mobile home, and I'm living my life, and I got new furniture, I got new everything, I got a new phone. I'm doing things. I'm selling my clothing out of the house. I got some friends helping me out. She's gone. I had to just accept it and go and get my IDs redone. Why is it freezing up when I'm trying to tell my story? I hate when it freezes up when I try to tell my
No,
story.
your audio's good. You keep going.
Oh, but I'm saying my picture froze up a couple of times, and I'm seeing that on my end.
Oh,
And Verizon, and T-Mobile, I'm using both internet services at the same time. If two internet services can't interact together and give me a powerful service, we got a major problem. Do I have to go after Verizon again? I don't want to do that. Please don't let me do that. They still haven't taken off the $60 they were supposed to, by the way. So you're not getting no more money from me until you do that. The last payment 2 weeks ago, that's the last payment you're going to see. until you fix the shit. All right, that's it. I have to say that. I'm sorry. You got to be a stand-up man because you're gonna get taken advantage of. People will shit on you. They'll piss on you, and they'll do the most unhealthy things that you can ever imagine. All right, I'm living proof after what I went through with this shit.
Yeah, and we're consumer advocates too, people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people. We are. All right. So now I'm in Florida for I don't know a month, and then my friends they had to go and do their own thing. I'm in the house by myself now, and basically I had one guy staying there, but then he left. You know, I see you friends later. So now all of a sudden I'm talking to James. I was talking to you, and then all of a sudden this girl named Crystal Porter, she gets in touch with me. Now hold on, I'm going to show you before we get. I'm going to show you they show you the future first, and then they tell the story. So this way, you guys aren't waiting for the because listen, you want to wait and hang around for what I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to show you something right now that's going to get your mind where my mind is at. Okay, so we're going to go somewhere, and I did post this up on Facebook, and you know it's public information for anybody. So that's how it is, guys. And we're going to go there right now. We got a new page on Facebook because we had to. All right, you guys ready for this? Lord, my God, thank you for showing me all the people that hurt me. That's Crystal Porter right there. And that's her man. Okay? Just remember that. Remember the name Crystal? Crystal? We'll get into his name. Okay? I'll tell you. You want to know his name? Let me tell you. It's public info. Daniel Baker. Daniel Baker from New Jersey and Crystal Porter. Let me read this to you guys. Two arrested after over 20 animals found inside Long Island home. Please say. Daniel Baker, left, and Crystal Porter, right, were arrested after 24 animals were found in their home living in deplorable conditions. Brookhaven, New York, a man and a woman were arrested after 24 animals were found inside their Long Island home living in adorable conditions, the Suffolk County SPCA said. Crystal Porter, 30, and Daniel Baker, 43, were arrested Wednesday after Suffolk County SPCA found 4 dogs, 19 cats, one snake living in deplorable conditions, and they did have horses too when I saw it. Okay, according to authorities. The animals were removed from the home and were taken to Brookhaven Animal Shelter to be evaluated, officers said. If you witnessed any act of animal cruelty, please call the Suffolk County SPCA at 631-382-7722. Remember that, guys. If you ever witness anything in your county, report it, okay? Because people that do shit like that, these are what I call animals. Now, let me show you who this animal, Daniel Baker, is. If you believe in God, you could determine about this, okay? I'm just taking you for a little trip into the future first before I tell you this story. It's not a story, it's true news. There's certain things that I got to show people before you see. So let's take a trip to Daniel Baker's page. How about that? What do you think, guys? I think that sounds about right. And don't worry, I've messaged each and every one of them, and I let them know what's the next move that's going to happen next to them. You better believe it. I even messaged Eric Adams. Oh wait, Mayor Eric Adams. Look at this. Mayor Eric Adams sent me a message today. New. I never got a message from him. Wow, 4 new messages from Mayor Eric Adams. We'll read that in a little while. Actually, no, let's open that up. Oh wow. Oh wow, Mr. Adams. So what are you going to do for me? Okay, I'm following you, right? I think we can make this New York a better place if we work together. What do you think? Hey guys, it's Black History Month. Awesome, man. I definitely, James, I support the black community all the way because I got to say they did get fucking, attacked by certain white individuals out there. Very, very racist people. Some of them, not the blacks, the whites. And there's also black people that are racist, but everybody deserves to be treated the same as others, and that's it. We are all equal. Every one of us are equal in this world. Nobody deserves to be treated shitty like that. But let's get to this boy's page. Let's see. Unless he found it and blocked me. I don't know. I don't see it right now. Where is he? Hold on a moment, guys. We'll get there. Oh, no, that's not him. All right, 1 minute. Let me see here. Just give me a moment. Some things take some time, you know, but I'm not seeing him in the list. And that's kind of weird. But everybody else is there. Let's see. If he's not on my list, that means that he blocked me. That means that he's scared and probably shitting bricks right now because I don't see him. But let me type his name in here. Oh, there he goes. Bingo. Bingo was his name also. Now let me show you who Danny Baker is, the one I just showed you. Now remember, who is Crystal? Crystal is the girl that first contacted me when I was still in the mobile home. And she messaged me. I'm going to tell you all about the thing. She said, "Oh, Lord, have mercy." But this is her boyfriend, okay? The one that she lived with back in New York when she was coming to Florida. Look at this, guys. Okay, just I got to shut this light again. I'm sorry. Let's get this clipped. If you can see that, you see what that says on the top there? It's very hard to get this camera to focus in there. Okay, you can go to Danny Baker, okay? You're going to see a car like this in the front of his page. You see that's like a black Batman looking car, and that's him right there. If you go to his page, if you're on Facebook, go to Danny Baker. It says former Satan, originally known the devil at in hell. Former Satan, aka devil at in hell, okay? Works for the devil, celebrates the devil. These are the people right here. Remember that face, Daniel Baker, okay? Because I'm going to show you other faces as well. Now, so here we go. About June 15th, I'm on the phone with Crystal now. She's calling me 24/7. Here I'm on the phone with her. I'm thinking this girl, is going to help me out, to get my stuff back. She's in New York. I'm going, wow, now you can contact my New York people. But the whole idea was she contacted me to become a model. She wanted me to do a major photo shoot for her in Florida because she heard I was doing a complete Florida state tour. I was going around because I was in a contest to get in a major front cover of a magazine, swimsuit magazine, man. Big time, right? And I knew the people, you know what I mean? And I had everything I needed. They said, get a girl to do the shoot in the water for you that's not afraid of sharks, that will shoot in the nighttime in the glow in the dark. You do the shoot, and I'll tell you, I'll give you the front cover. I'm excited now. And she goes, I'm really interested in that. She goes, yo, that would be awesome. I would pay for it. I would come out there. I'll rent a car. I'll do this and blah, 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 whatever I got to do. And I'll drive, whatever you want to go to drive. And I said, okay. This is after 2 months of talking to her. Okay. Because this time I'm going, nah, it's not going to be easy this time. We got to talk. I need to find out who you are. Here I'm looking around and I find out, she wasn't connected to anybody that I knew, but one person, Fred Kasha, the one that does football picks. He works at Staten Island. He does the football picks. I'm not going to say anything about him, okay? I'm going to keep those things to myself because I don't have nothing against him. So I'm not, whatever he does in his life, that's him. What I do in my life, that's me. I don't need to get in his business, okay? That's between him and I. Something I will not expose. And, that's it because some things are personal to him. So I'm not going to do that to somebody. Very sad story what I'm going to tell you here because it's what she did is just out of this world. You would never imagine in a million years that, a person can just do that many things to a person and just continuously get away with it. And I mean, and I wasn't the only person. I didn't tell you guys while I was with her. I was getting messages from people saying, yo, she did this. She had a female arrested. She had another girl arrested. She had a dude run out of town because of her mother. He was so scared. 40 to 50 men and women. And I still got every message in Facebook, all of them. I saved them. I saved them because I knew that once I could get her out of my life, I'm going to use this. It's a paper trail for 10 years, guys. 10-year paper trail. Okay. Now, so Crystal arranges everything, and Danny was involved. It's her boyfriend. He goes, "Oh yeah, she's gonna come out there, and awesome." And he's talking to me on the phone. He's like, "Oh, I think this is awesome, man. If you could get her in the front cover, she's got kids, and we're kind of struggling a little bit, but we're okay, But what I'm saying? He's like, we got a lot of animals to take care of, and that's all she could talk about is her 19 cats and her 8 snakes and her 2 horses. And I'm like, I don't got time for this. We need to work. But anyway, I'm gonna get into it now. So she arranges the flights and everything. I don't remember the exact date, but I got that all in my email. That's going for the court, okay? She arranges for the flights to come, and she arranges to fly into, the airport in Jacksonville. So I call my driver up. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm broke right now. I'm not doing too well. She's headed out there. I got a check coming. I had a $6,000 check on the way, and I said, that's going to be to support me so I can eat. So he goes, yeah, bro, I'll come over. He's like, who's coming? I'm like, I told you about that girl. He's like, oh, yeah, okay. Crystal Porter. All right. Yeah. She calls herself Crystal Pearl, but she's under Crystal Porter, Porter. She's also on here. And yeah, let me refresh you guys real quick so you can see that. Okay. This way I'm not, taking you guys out of range. I want you to see who everybody is in clear view. She's the one that, did that stuff to those animals. Remember that. They're very, very dangerous people, by the way. And let's see if she's still here. I think she blocked me. Yeah, it looks that way. Let's see. People, let's see. I don't see her anymore. Well, she must have found out. Okay, that's okay. We can get her on another page. All right. See, when people block you, that means they're very scared because they know that there's things going on legal in court. And they get nervous. And, but what that does is just, when you ask them something, you say, hey, listen. Oh, here she goes. This is one of them here, Crystal Pearl. Oh, she changed it. Okay. Now she's got her name listed as Pearl Crystal. She changed her name around. It was Crystal Porter the other day. Pearl Crystal. You see how they changed their names around because they don't want to be found? That's her right there, guys. And there's another horse. Actually, that's the same horse that was living inside the house. Or is it? Nope, she's got another horse. Wow, look at this. After they told her she's not allowed to have any more animals. Look at that. Or is that the old horse? Maybe that's the old horse that she misses, that she left inside of her house taking shits in the kitchen. 2 horses living inside a house. Imagine. And look what she's got to say now. You deserve to be loved and chosen, not almost loved or almost chosen. I'm too old for games, too tired to pretend, and too wise for lies. But wait a minute. What about the lies you told and had me locked up and then admitted it on live video? Well, you should have went to jail. I should have. I stole the stuff. Thank you for that, Crystal. Oh, and Ashley was involved too, by the way, Paul, because Danny, my boyfriend, was talking to her. Remember? Man, here we go, guys. Now we're going to begin. If you want to find her, her name is Pearl Crystal. Remember, I just showed you what they went to jail for. Danny Baker, but you got to look it up as Crystal Porter. Because if you type Danny Baker and Crystal Porter in, he had his name expunged where you could type it in the search bar. But you see, once you type her name in and put in jail for abusing animals, it'll show up and you'll see his name too. Excuse me, I got dry. I've been having a cough, but no fun. All right, here we go. This is it right here. This is where it begins. So now Crystal shows up, and the first night this girl is there, we go out to a club, and I'm showing the dress off on her. Yeah, she looked really good in the dress, okay? She had the body for, she was, her height was okay, but still, she was pretty nice, but, her laugh was weird. Yeah, the voice recordings, that's the voice. And that was, I was like, is that, I'm like, is that your natural laugh? She goes, no, it's something I made up. I said, what's your natural laugh like? She goes, I said, yeah, that's even better. I said, can we keep that? I said, because the people I'm going to introduce you to, I said, that's like that New Jersey laugh. or that California laugh. Kind of sound like Ashley. I said, it brings back bad memories. Please don't do that. I said, be yourself around me. Don't be somebody else. We go out to the club, and now, mind it, I haven't had a drink in about, God, 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. I go out to the club, and I said, ah, fuck it. I'm not driving. She's driving. Well, she had 2 drinks. I had 3. Mm. I wasn't really into it. I didn't care about it. It was like, she comes out and she goes, hey, listen, I haven't been away from my man in so long. I just want to be free and have fun. She's like, I just feel so tied up. And do you ever feel like that? Like enclosed and kidnapped and like they just don't want to let go and you won't let you go. I'm like, oh yeah, I just got out of a relationship and you know all about it because I was talking to her about it. She knew everything. She was trying to get information out of me. I said, all I want is my tax paperwork back and I'll just go on my way. Never got that. So we went to the club that night. And after the club closes, they close at 2 o'clock in Florida. No more alcohol after 2 o'clock. That's it. Closed down, no stores, no nothing. She goes, hey, let's go get some cocaine. I said, no, 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 no. I said, listen, girl, I had a problem with that stuff many, many years ago. Okay. Many years ago. I said, it took me years and 2 heart attacks to get off of it. I said, when God told me, look, I'm not going to save you, it's either you're going to get rid of that stuff or it's on you. I gave you a gift of free choice, free will. You make the decision. That's on you. I quit and I moved on. Okay, that's my other life. That my good life. It was a good life. That stuff, yeah, but it was still a good life overall. I did my shit. I had my fun. I grew up. I got out of that shit. That's why I look so good at 51 years old. 51, got my hair. No wrinkles on my face. No wrinkles on my skin. Clean skin. Yeah, it's nice to be like this. No white. Seen
So
so many gray hairs. 51 years old.
you
51. Look
take
at that. Look at the
you
color.
take a lot you
Look
take
at
a
it.
lot of showers. You take a lot of showers. You
Oh,
got
yeah, man.
pearly white.
But one thing, you don't wash your hair every single day because that destroys your fucking hair. Not every day. People are stupid. You wash it, that's why and a hat's bad. So since I've been not wearing the hat, you see all the hair came back up here. So, and I've been using Nutrimin, the drink Nutrimin. If you buy the Nutrimin drink in the stores, they sell it. That's one of the best products because listen, because it has biotin, and biotin takes care of the hair, the scalp, the hair on your face to keep it normally growing. Okay, look it up. Biotin you can take as a vitamin, but it's inside of the can. It's Nutrimin. Look it up. It's great. It's a great thing.
Egg yolk. That's why
15,
egg
20
yolk is
years.
good. Egg
Yeah,
yolk is
20 years. It's got 80 vitamins in it. Okay, every vitamin you need. My wife said, "You're selling yourself, Paul? You're selling?" No, no, I'm selling the product, honey. I'm showing them that I'm 51 years old and look at me. Look at me for 51. I look better than freaking 30-year-olds, okay? I had a 30-year-old tell me, hey, Paul, wow, you look like you're freaking 20 years old, 25 years old, bro. He said, 25, 30. I said, yeah, thank you, man. That good condition. Yeah, man, that good. The good lotion. That good, that skin. Yeah, my wife, yeah, that skin. Her too, yo. We don't look old. We could be 90 and we'll still look like this. Maybe like this a little bit, but we'll drag the face down. Okay, let's
yeah, you
get back
got
into
buttermilk.
focus on
You got buttermilk skin.
exactly. Let's focus on where we were at because I don't want to lose track. Okay, and I want to speed up a little bit and get into it because we don't have to go through every little bit and cranny. Trust me, guys, you're going to hear about it all. Okay,
Yeah,
and there's certain
we may
things that
have to do
I
a part
don't
two.
want to do.
We may
Yeah,
have
we'll
to
do
do
part
a
two.
part. Yeah, we may have to do a part 2 though.
Oh yeah, yeah, we should. All right, so guys, so Crystal, we started doing the photo shoot. I made plans. I called my brothers up. I have a brother by, I don't want to mention their names because they have children, guys. So I rather have, their children protected because they wish their names not to be mentioned. And that's my family. And the other brother, we'll talk about him another night. I'm going to give him some time to say he's sorry. That's all. And if he says sorry, I'll forgive and forget. But that's a family. We'll see. So now we started the tour. I said, okay, let's get the tour started. I called my family. Hey, we're going to be visiting you guys. I'm doing a major, you know, model tour with the new clothing line, the new swimsuit line I got. And they glow in the dark, they glow in the water. I'm like, it's beautiful stuff, man. I said, we're going to do the whole tour all over Florida. I'm going to do every damn island, every damn city, every town in Florida. Okay. And that was the plan. And it was literally a 1 month, 30-day trip every single day driving. Not, I had my cat at home. Now, what I did is I bought this big giant, well, I had a big thing of non stinky litter, the automatic cleaners. I had three of those set up for the cat. My neighbor had my key, which I trusted with my life. Black guy that lived next door with his family, wonderful people. And, I trusted him. I didn't trust my white neighbors, okay? And I'm white. I didn't trust the white neighbors. I trusted the black ones because the white neighbors tried to rob the fucking front yard, man. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're always blaming the black people, but look, it's you too. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not racist, man. So I give him the key. I was like, here, brother. They fed me when she left. They took care of me, man. Let me tell you, they took good fucking care of me. Every day brought me food. His wife, he brought me over his house. I'm still friends with them, man. Okay, to this day, young people, man, young, and they weren't that rich. They were poor because of the economy, man. They treat the poor people bad. The Republicans, you know. Sorry, but that's the truth. Democrats and Republicans are all fucked up. Independent is great. But anyway, let's not get political. So we did the whole tour and everything went great. And then from there, she was pushing me into leaving Florida now. She's going, listen, you don't need this place anymore. Just give it back to Ashley. I'm like, what do you mean give it back? I've been paying the rent here. I'm like, she don't get shit back. I said, she didn't pay for the damages she left here. I fixed everything. So I started thinking about it. I said, well, you know what? I don't have this store no more, and I'd rather go back to my home. And she said, well, listen, I got a place all set up and everything, and not her house with her boyfriend. I got everything set up. But anyway, let me get into this real quick. The night after the club, when I went home, this girl sat on me. I was drunk. You know, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not getting personal. I don't talk about my personal business like that online. And, whatever. I said, okay, so this will help me to get away from this chick, Ashley, and I can get my life somewhat back and start rebuilding everything. I said, okay, let's do it. We'll drive back. We managed to get everything that I had left there in the car. And then we left. On the way to New York, I stopped at my brother's ex-wife's house. I'm great friends with the one that my brother that's a piece of shit, by the way. I stopped at her house and seen my niece. Stayed there for 2 days. We had a great time. They didn't really like Crystal too much. Neither did my family. They were like, she's a little fucking weird, man. That laugh. My brother said, bro, she sounds like a lying clown. He goes, I think she's going to put you in a worse position than this one. I said, nah, she got kids, man. She ain't like that, man. I said, I didn't know nothing about her, life at home. I don't, like I said, I don't assume things on people. I'm the kind of guy that needs to see it before I can believe somebody.
You saw it, all right.
Yeah, I saw it all. Yeah. So we left there, everything packed up, said goodbye to everybody, got back to New York. So she stops at her New Jersey home now. Now here I'm fucking her, okay? Oh God. She's telling me she broke up with her boyfriend, Danny Baker. Oh, we've been broken up. She's like, we're not together. So here he's coming out while we're pulling in the driveway because she says, I'm coming. She goes, oh, I want you to meet Paul. And here the guy has no inkling about me and her sleeping together. Here I'm thinking that that's her ex-boyfriend, and she doesn't really live there with him. Oh, I live at my sister's, I'm not going to say where. I'll mention that here. All right. And Tina, New Jersey. Okay. Anyway, so that's where she's saying she's staying. Okay. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So now he goes, oh, come in, bro. Yeah, let me show you the cars. He paints cars and refinishes cars, nice cars. So here I am, a nice guy, blah 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 blah. And we walk in the house, and he's showing me his instruments and shit like that, and the house is disgusting. It smelled like a fucking like the Bronx Zoo when you go inside like the monkeys in the ape cage. You ever smell monkey shit? Or no, worse, elephant shit, man. You ever smell that? That's what it smelled. I'm like, what is that? He goes, well, that's what I need to talk to her about, Paul. She's outside. She has no idea what he's talking to me about now. Like I've been telling, my girl, and now when he says my girl, I'm like, huh? I didn't say nothing, right? To get this horse out of the kitchen. I'm like, what do you mean a horse? He goes, let me show you. And I've owned horses in the past with my ex-wife, bro. I bought them for my daughter, okay? We had like 18 to 21 horses, okay? Jumpers and races, pro horses. I'm like, what the fuck is a horse doing in your kitchen, dude? He goes, well, we can't keep it outside because, it's illegal, bro. He said, so I made a big opening. And the horse comes in here at night and and I'm like, and she's shitting all over the place. I'm like, where your food is? I'm like, this is, he goes, yeah, but she don't clean it, man. He goes, I can't clean this shit. I got kids and I work all day. I'm like, so your kids are playing in fucking horse shit and eating with fucking piss and shit everywhere? I'm like, you got snakes, cats? He goes, it's all her shit, man. And then I'm like, wait, and she's your girl? He goes, no, she's my fiance, nigga. He's like, you see the ring? I'm like, what? And then he goes like this. He goes, you ever touch my girl, I'll fuck you up. I said, listen, don't you ever threaten me, motherfucker. I said, because we could take this shit outside right now if you want to fucking threaten me. I said, by the way, your girl told me that you're her ex and she's here to get her shit and move out. And she said she had no man and she lives in fucking there with her, close to her mom in a fucking Airstream. He goes, what? I said, dude, she been fucking me, man. What? I said, dude. I said, stay right here. I said, what I want you to do is hit record on your phone. I said, let me go outside and I'm going to talk to her and you can listen. Okay. That's how I set her ass up. I went out there. I said, Crystal, why didn't you fucking tell me that's your man, yo? You're fucking me and that's your fucking man. I said, I would never do anything like that. Yo, how can you do that to him? She goes, yo, shut up. He's going to hear you. She goes, he's not my man. He's not my man. He hasn't been my man. I'm like, bullshit. I'm like, your shit's in the bedroom. Your horse is in the fucking kitchen. She's like, that's not mine. I'm like, yeah, it is. All you talked about is your horse or your cats. I'm like, you told me this man was not, he's telling me he's with you. He's showing me recent fucking pictures with you. Yo, he came out. He's like, you fucking bitch. You bitch. He's like, take your fucking kids with you. I'm like, yo, these kids can't go with us. I said, we ain't going over there. I had plans already. I made plans to go up to Woodstock, New York to another friend, Paul Escarado, okay? Who later on, you won't believe what he did, okay? He was also involved. It was organized crime, guys. Let's put it like that, okay? The beginning of an organized crime group. Ashley's mother has a lot of clout and a lot of money, and she'll do anything for her daughter, even giving her pills and booze when the daughter said, take me for therapy, Mom. Yeah. And you know what? The great thing about this is, guys, you can't make this shit up because it's all in emails from her. Right here. You can't see that. It's showing, yeah, right here. All in emails. Everything about her mother. Here, where she fed her daughter. My mom gives me pills and booze and tells me to go to sleep and don't worry about it. And don't be a cop out. She says, don't be a cop out. Her mother calls her a cop out as she goes for therapy. I guess lawyers don't believe in getting help, huh? Why'd my screen go white? You see that shit? That's why I know they hacked me. That's okay. You can hack me all you want, but the story gets out. And tomorrow is a big day. But I'm not going to talk about too much tomorrow. Big day. And real quick, guys, just so you know that I'm not lying to you. You see that piece of paper right there? That's an appearance slip from the judge, New York courts. Ashley Carterman's name's on that. April 12th. She has to be in court. I just want to show you the future, that there is somewhat of a good ending, but it's not ended yet. This is not over. It will not end for a while. Lots of things are going to be done before it ends. So now, her and Danny are fighting, and he's throwing shit, man, and they're in the house. Yo, I stayed out. Yo, I hear grass fucking breaking. He's like, you fucking cunt bitch. Shit breaking. I'm like, oh shit, yo. The kids are in the other fucking room. Little girls, two beautiful little kids, man. Little girls, yo. How are you gonna do that to two little kids, man? Babies, man. Those are children. You're fucking fighting like that. I'm like, yo, stop fighting. There's kids in the fucking house, man. You're children. I'm like, yo, stop doing that shit in front of the kids. He's like, yo, it's nothing with you, Paul. You ain't do nothing here. He's like, this fucking bitch, I'm gonna fuck her ass up. I said, listen, I don't want to be involved in this with a fucking crime going on. He goes, yo, I beat her ass once. I'm gonna beat this bitch again. I said, yo, fuck this shit. Get me out of here. So I'm like, yo, Crystal, give me your fucking keys. I ain't got my license, but I want to drive out of here. Yo, so she comes running out with her shit and two cats. I'm like, yo, you gotta leave them fucking cats here. You cannot, I love cats, but I have nowhere to bring these cats. We cannot bring them to a friend's house. So now we skipped out of there, and he's telling me, Danny, like, yo, Paul, please keep in touch with me. Wait till you hear who Danny is later on. You're not going to believe how these motherfuckers played an act on me. And you can believe that I believe this shit, okay? I smack myself for believing this shit and not listening to the people that told me get away from her in the beginning. I had a chance. Williamsburg, Greenpoint told me, Paul, don't do it, brother. I'll show you the emails. Paul, you'll get yourself into something. You do not know who she is, bro. He goes, that you don't know her family, bro. I'm telling you, they'll fucking have you murdered, bro. They will kill you, man. They're sure right. They did a lot of things to me. Thank God I'm still alive. I'm God's warrior. They can hurt you and they can hurt you. But you know what? When God said it's your time to die. It's your time to die. You kill me, guess what? He'll strike your ass dead like you don't believe because he's coming. You better believe that shit. Look at this world around you right now. Mm. And the things that girl did to that you done to people out there, Ashley, you're lucky that I'm such a God loving man. I would never come after you. I never even contacted you after you left. All I wanted was my paperwork back. That's all I asked you for. That's it. And I left you alone while you went on destroying other men's lives. And I was getting messages back from them. Yo, bro, Mike West, when he wrote, Lord have mercy. So I said, what did she say about me? Oh, she said, you do pornography. You're a child trafficker, bro. You rape women, everything that you can imagine in the book. And he said, when you're with somebody, you believe them. He goes, bro, I wanted to kill you, man. He goes, I wanted to, and this is in messages. He goes, I wanted to fucking kill you for real. What she told me. He goes, until she did it to me. He got so scared, he moved out of Long Island and left his fucking band. A concert selling band, getting ready to sign. They're signed now, but the band's name is called God's Eyes. Think about that. She doesn't believe in God. She wouldn't step foot in the church. She goes, oh, no, no, no. I said, go to church. No, I cannot go to church. I said, why? What are you afraid of? You're afraid they're going to see who you really are, huh? And when I looked in her eyes like this, guys, I would stare at her in the eyes and she would go like this. I can't look you in the eyes. And I said, why? Because there's something so deep in there that it's just like not scary, but it's just too intense. When she would stare me right in my eyes, she would see shit. I said, yeah, you could see that I know who you are and what you are. And I said, it is sad because you could have a beautiful life. I said, God gave you the gift of choice and free will to do the right thing in this life. And I said, you got me and you told me that you're the best man I have ever had. Nobody ever did anything like this for me. But how can you go and do what you did to me? The man that took care of you, the man that fought for you, the man that made sure that you got your medicine, the man that made sure that you got away from your crazy ass parents, the man that tried to build you a life along with my friends that took care of you. Everybody that you've ever met, you've destroyed their lives. Do you know that? Not only did you hurt my life, but you hurt George's life, my silent partner. You hurt Rio's life, my business partner. You took everything that we could ever think about away from us. For the last 7 years, I haven't made no money with my company because of you. And people are going to know what you did. And you know what? You can't lie when you got a paper trail 500 miles long. Everybody that you trusted, Ashley, they got scared. And they started ratting your ass out. The people that even worked with you with your organized crime setting me up. They ratted your ass out, man. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to tell you what they said, but you better prepare for April 12th because when you get in that courtroom, the judge has everything, Ashley. When you get in that courtroom, don't think that judge is going to go easy on you. And also, by the way, the civil court case got filed too. And another thing, let me tell you, the court supervisors involved, they also know that there was an email to me where the paperwork was switched to the last judge that got dismissed from the case to make it look like the case wasn't going on. But you're so stupid. You left on the top header January 24th when that email came out to me. But then yet the order of protection is dated November 29th with Carol and Cohen, the judge, that's not on this case no more. Try to make it look like when I go and see somebody and show them my order and it's not dated now. Hmm. When you hack into a court email, let me explain something to you. That's a federal offense. That's a serious crime. So, guys, we leave there, head up to my buddy Paul's house, okay? Everything was going great. Everything going beautiful for the first week. Then Paul goes, hey, listen, yo, you can bring your stuff here, bro, and put everything in the porch and set your dome up outside in the back. I said, okay, cool, man. And I trusted Paul because I knew him for a long time. But he also knew Ashley. But he acted like he didn't like her. He's like, I'm so glad she's gone, bro. You got your life back, bro. Little did I know. It didn't take longer than 2 weeks. And guess what? Crystal started shit there. Him and Crystal were arguing now, right? This was all an act, guys. Remember, it's a game, it's an act. This is not real, what they were doing. They already knew each other. This was all set up on me. Ashley has some serious pull, man. And to have a mind to organize a crime like she did this long, she doesn't deserve to go to a mental home. She needs to go to a federal prison where women are going to fuck her in the ass every night with their fingers. Yeah. Now, let's get back in. God forgive me for that, but you know what? That's where my life started to end. I got kicked out of his house and the cops called on me and I was blamed for putting hot dogs inside of his air condition. Okay. After a big fight that she caused and he threw us out. All my stuff was at his house. He refused to give it to me. I didn't go with her. She went back there. I was staying somewhere else. She went back there to get there. I said, I don't want to go there after what he did. I said, I found out he's connected to Ashley. That's fucked up. How can my own friend do that to me? Yeah. He said, oh, she's right. Everything she said about you, you fucking disgusting motherfucker, you, blah, 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 blah. Everything you can think about you, he said to me. I said, for you knowing me for 2 years and everything I did with you and you helping me out with the tie-dye, we were close friends like this, bro. I said, we lived right next door to each other in the Airstreams. He lived in the other. He lived in the house with Shelly and Nathan, and I lived in the Airstream. He was renting a room. We were close friends. Well, I guess pussy can make people change their minds, huh? Not me. Sex favors, that's a wonderful thing to do to somebody, I tell you. So we got kicked out of there. Yet I still didn't know who Crystal was. Still, I'm trusting in Crystal, but I'm thinking about what she did with the hot dogs. Why would you do that and make it look like I did that? She goes, I don't know, but he's gone. Fuck him. Okay, he's gone. Fuck him. Now we head to the next place. Bram Loeb. Bram Loeb, I know him for almost for 35 years. I worked on the Joel Tyner campaign with him. I worked in Albany, New York at the Egg with him when we were fighting fracking to stop fracking your oil in the ground because you're putting methane gas into the ground and poisoning our water. That's what fracking does, guys, and I was highly against it. I was fighting with it was me, Josh Fox, and it was Mark Ruffalo who played the Hulk, all living in Callicoon fighting against fracking, okay? I was on Joel Tyner's campaign. I was working on it as the entertainment director, working hand in hand with Treasury, the Department of Treasury, getting all the funds from them and setting up big events. Yeah, that was me. I did that. That's right. Okay? Now, that was in my past. Okay? That's back before this, when I had a pretty good life. Okay? Now, getting into this. So we move up to Aston, New York, where he tells me, Paul, I got 300 acres, brother. And I know this guy for 30 years, okay? I would never think he would hurt me. Bro, I got a beautiful property up here, man. You got to come up, bro. And he knew nothing about Ashley. He never met her. He didn't know Crystal. And we go up and we met with him. And he gives me the keys and we're sitting down and Crystal goes, well, I got 9 cats and I got 2 kids. And if I'm coming up here to stay, they got to come with me. He goes, no kids in my house. And I agreed with him. The house was not in the condition for children or animals to live in because he had no floor. Because his son destroyed his house. He said, my son was here with a bunch of kids having a party while I was away doing the fracking, campaigns. He was here with a party and they all bouncing. And this is the old house and the whole floor fell through in their big ass mansion living room. The whole floor was gone. Okay? So we're walking in there, there's no floor. And he's like, you got to walk around here. He's got boards across, big fat boards so you don't fall in. And we're walking across, he's like, this is what and he's going to be helping me. He's like, we got to jack up the house. And I knew how to do that kind of work. And we need to put a new floor in, bro. I'm like, we can do this. We can get this done in 2 weeks, me and you, completely remodeled. The whole freaking floor, the basement, everything. He tells Crystal, do not bring your kids and do not bring your animals to this house. And I told her, don't do it. So Crystal goes, well, then I got to go home and I need to take care of my kids. I said, yeah, you do that. I said, I appreciate the ride and everything. I said, but you do have children and you need to take responsibility to take care of them. I said, when the house is done here, I said, maybe Bram won't have no problem, but maybe the kids coming up here, but not 9 cats. I said, I got 1 cat. Bring 1 cat. I said, then you can bring the kids up and we'll put them in school over here. I was trying to help her out. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to give them a better life after what I saw happen in that house. I said, I would love to give these 2 little girls a beautiful life, because I had a daughter that was taken from me, but we're back together again, me and my daughter, my 21-year-old daughter who's in college right now, ready to graduate, married to a great guy, doing great. Just to say that, but they'll never get her name. I'm going to be like Michael Jackson. I'm going to hide her name for years. Nobody needs to know who she is, ever. So, Crystal goes home the next morning. And I'm like, yo, Bram, we finally got rid of her too, man. I was so happy. I was like, she was driving me nuts with the laugh. I'm like, listen, go home and take care of your kids. You've been away from your children for 3 months. Lying to me. That's not your man. I said, go home to your man and kids, man. I got this up here. I said, Bram will supply me with a vehicle and all that shit. I had everything. All right. I get a call. Okay. She left at 6 in the morning. Okay. It was on a Saturday. I get a call about, I don't know, I'm sleeping. It's about 11 a.m. Me and Bram, we smoked some weed. We hung out on the porch. We were talking. We haven't seen each other in years, man. I told him everything with Ashley would happen. He's like, that's fucked up, man. He goes, damn, bro, money will make people crazy, bro. I said, yeah, especially when they want to steal everything you own, and their parents are law and they're legal. You can't do nothing to them. I said, there's nobody to save you. I said, they can murder you and lie and it wouldn't even matter. So I said, my existence doesn't matter in this world. I said, that's why I'm so happy that I could be up here in the country in Aston, New York, nobody around. I don't have to worry about nothing. It's peaceful. It's beautiful. God's land, beautiful nature. We were putting crops in and building and beautiful there. Well, I get the call, guys. Here it is. It's 6 a.m. now on Monday morning. Hey, honey, it's Crystal. She goes, listen, I'll see you in a few minutes. I'm right up the road now. Mind it, our driveway is like 1.5 miles long. It's off the road. It's hidden in the back. They claim to have chupacabras there. Okay, they see chupacabra. You know what that is? Go look that shit up. In the woods, he claims because it's old Indian burial grounds back there, and he owned it all. So I'm waiting at the beginning of the driveway. Okay, now mind it, Bram had to go out of town for 2 days. He said, Paul, there's the car. There's food in the fridge. Everything you need is here. Whatever you need, brother. And I still smoke cigarettes back then. He's like, cartons of cigarettes is, if you drink. I said, I don't drink, bro. He goes, weed, whatever you need, it's all there. I said, all right, bro, thank you. He gave me a hug. He went on a trip. He had a campaign over in Albany, New York, and then he had to travel to Texas. Something was going on. All right, this is back in 2017 now. All right, so here's Crystal pulling in the driveway, right? And I'm looking, and I see things in the car, and I'm like, what the fuck is that on the windshield? And it's 6 a.m. It's still dark out. She pulls up, and all the spotlights at the house go on. I got everything fixed now. I fixed the spotlights already outside. Everything's lighting up for him. He's like, this is before he left, I had him ready. I already fixed him. He's like, "Dad, this is great. I knew you know electrical." I was like, "Yeah, bro, I could do all this shit." She pulls in. I got the spotlights, and she gets out. She goes, "What? Can you come here? I got to talk to you. Can we go over there?" I said, "What do you mean you got to talk to me?" I said, "What is that in your car right there?" I said, "Why do I see a little girl in the front seat?" She goes, "I can't be without my kids, so I had to come up here. I need to be with you." I said, "Crystal, Bram told you, and I told you, no children or animals at this house because it's unsafe living." I said, "He has inspectors on his ass right now, and this has to be done in a month. You can't have children in here with no bathrooms, with no heat, no water, okay? No floors." I'm like, "How can you allow, you can't do this?" I said, "You cannot have kids here." Yo, you know what this bitch does? Takes the kids out of the car and walks right in the fucking house, makes herself at home upstairs, okay? Where there's nothing for the kids up there, cold. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You can't do this." She goes, "Well, guess what? I've been here 30 days, so let's see him kick me out." I'm like, "No, you haven't." She goes, "Oh, yes, I have." I'm like, "How do you do that?" She goes, "Look." And she shows me the mail. I'm like, "Wait a minute. So you got mail here? So once you get mail somewhere, when you're up there, you're automatically a tenant." I called Bram. I said, "Bram, you got to come home, bro." He goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Yo, Crystal brought her kids and her cats here, bro." He's like, "Oh, no, no, no. She can't do that." He goes, he got on voice. He said, "Crystal, get the fuck out of my house with your kids and your cats. You cannot be there." She goes, "I live here." She goes, "I get mail here." He goes, "What's she talking about, Paul?" I'm like, "She just showed me an envelope with her name on it, bro." He goes, "What the fuck?" He shot home, yo. He drove 3 days to get home, okay? And then took a plane because he needed to get there ASAP. Yo, it wasn't good when he got there. All right. And he had no choice. She forced him into making her keep her kids there because she threatened us. And that's when I knew. I knew it right there. I said, "Oh, God, help me." I said, "Lord, help me. Lord, help me." And we got the kids out of the house, and the neighbors took the kids up the road because they were in unsafe conditions. One of them got hurt. The inspectors came and told them that the kids have to leave now. And the cat had to go. She got them all out. It's me and her. And the neighbors are taking care of her kids. And you think she's going up there to take care of her kids? Nope. Doesn't go to see them. Nothing. I'm going up there, visiting the kids every day, taking them out, playing ball with them, doing whatever we can. And she had a baby. She was young, man, like 2 years old, bro. And the kids love me. They're like, "Oh, Paul, why can't we stay with you?" I said, "Listen, because it's unsafe. You can't come there. You can't be there." Mind it, I didn't even know these kids, man. 2 days around them, and they loved me. And I said, "They can't stay here. You got to take them back to Danny. He's their only hope." I'm like, "This is not good for them. You can't have somebody else taking care of your fucking kids, man." And she said, "No, we'll keep them here." So what happened was this lady ended up getting custody of Crystal's kids and said Crystal was mistreating the kids and abusing them. She wasn't allowed to even go over there anymore. I was going over there because they didn't put that against me. It was against her, yo. They called CPS on her because the kids told her my mommy burns me. She makes me give my 2-year-old, making a 3-year-old, give a 2-year-old a bath. You could drown the fucking baby, man. And it got bad after that because that's when I left. It got real bad because Bram, he got angry. He said, "Look, because of you, bro, you brought these people here," and he's blaming me now because Crystal's blaming. So, he said I could take the kids. I said, "Never, never told her to do that, man." She turned him against me. And then Ashley got into the picture. Ashley's name come up, and then Bram goes, "Wow, Ashley was right about you, man." And Crystal goes, "Yeah, wasn't she, Bram? She was right about everything." She goes, "How do you like us now?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You know Ashley?" She goes, "Well, she did tell me what you did to her, and I'm seeing it now." I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are you seeing?" She goes, those people called CPS on me and I lost my kids. I said, that's not my fault. That's your fault. You didn't go up there and take care of your own kids. You let somebody else take care of them. And they seen bruises all over them. You just took those kids up from your, yeah. And then they got me for harassment. They said I harassed them. And the cops came and picked me up and threw me in jail. I was in Aston jail for 5 days. I got beat up by the cop on the way to the jail. Okay. They took me out of the car, beat me up. Then they went up to the jail and put me in a room with nothing, just a white room with fucking a mattress and a sink. I wrote down on the paperwork, I'm allergic to shellfish. They tried to serve me shellfish, and I said it loud. I said, how can you do that? This is all on video inside this jail. They said, for what you did, you're going to fry. And that's when my cousin, April Schwartz Mantia, and Mark Mantia, my cousins, got into the picture, and they drove all the way to Aston, New York, with cancer. She was dying of cancer at the time, throwing up in the car. But the only thing she could think of is saving me because she knew she knew Crystal was like this. She said, I was trying to tell you, Paul, but Crystal wasn't letting your messages go through. I told you she was involved with Ashley in the beginning. You said, no way. Let's do a part 2.
Okay, so that was the infamous
Because
Wood.
right now I'm shaking, and you see my eyes are swelling.
Listen,
My
was
eyes
that
are shaking, and I can't. This is like really fucking my head up right now, man.
let me
It's
get
making me back. It took me back too.
let me get an understanding. Was that the Woodstock story?
Hey,
What?
you okay?
Yeah, I need to get my asthma medicine, man.
Yeah, no. Let's
What
call
I
it a
think-
night. It's getting
Well,
late.
it brought back some memories that really like just
Well, answer me. Is
back
that,
in my mind that really fucked me up,
the
man.
Woodstock? Nobody's answering me.
No, man, it just brought something up in my mind, man, that really fucking disturbed me because I remember I just no listen. I just remembered something that I didn't even realize I know about James. I just like God put it in my mind, and I remembered something. And I said, "Whoa, wow, wait a minute." Now I remember. I remember what they did to me over there. They poisoned me, bro. They put poison in my food, and I was starting to get sick, and I didn't know why I was getting sick. Like sick physically, not mentally, sick, throwing up, and diarrhea and blood in my shit, and I didn't know what was going on. I was on it, doing nothing wrong with my body.
Yeah. Was that the Woodstock story you just told?
That's when we were in Aston, New York, with Crystal and her kids. Remember in that house where I got arrested and thrown?
Is that how far is that from? Is that near
Well,
Woodstock?
no, that's 6 hours from New York. It's like 3.5 hours from Woodstock, way up in the mountains. Aston, look it up, way up in the mountains. And I wanted to do it because I wanted to be away.
That's the story where Crystal was in cahoots with Ashley, and they put you in jail at upstate New York, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
That's you having an take.
Yeah, man,
some
because I
shots
thought about what she did to me. I did. I only need one. That shit's powerful, man. It's
Yeah. Take my vitamins. Let's call it a night. It's you a lot of talking tonight, and let's.
I really seen something, and I didn't even
Call it a
realize.
night. You got a busy day tomorrow. What's happened?
Well, now I
I
know.
had a little.
Well, I want them to come back
I had
to
like
part 2. So part 2, they're going to hear about how she set me up and tried to have me murdered, and it's on paper. There's records with the DA. People went to jail, but the reason why they didn't rat her out because it's organized crime. If they would have rat her out, they would have went to jail for longer. Because when you have an organized crime group and you're set to murder somebody, the cops could never figure out why they threw me down the stairs. We're going to end it at that. Okay, this week sometime. Let's get it going. Maybe come to OBC Radio tomorrow night, 9 to 12 midnight. We're going to do a discussion on world topics. We're going to invite James onto the show tomorrow night. I have you have a guest whatever time you want from 9 to 12. You take the pick. All right. And here, I want to show you guys how the app looks. Hold on a minute. Where did I put the?
You have an appointment. You have a court date tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, I misplaced the iPad. No, I have a meeting with the supervisor of the court.
Oh, okay.
The supervisor of the court. Yeah, after she saw, and well, actually, what happened was I was talking to a cop that I know. I showed him something, and he said, "Hold on a minute." He goes, "Where's the supervisor? Get her over here right now, please. Get her over here." And he's calling. He goes, "You know where the supervisor is?" Here she comes. Beautiful smile, older woman, about 70 something years old. Hi, how you doing? How can I help you? All I said was three things, and I showed her what the cops did over here. But let's put it like this. I'm going to give you a little insight on our next conversation here. When the cops came to my house the other night after my ex started violating all my Facebook pages and my TikTok and my Instagram, and I was getting threats and everything in the hold on, in the comment base, I called the cops. It was 5 a.m. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I just got done doing a serious mix here on this song. You know, my eyes were hurting. I don't see that well out of this eye anymore. You know, she scarred this one, but I do see pretty good out of this one either way. You know, thank God the scar's on the side.
Well, that doctor was sharp. He knew it was a fingernail.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get that paperwork in a few days, by the way. I made arrangements. I talked to them. I'm going to see the doctor. He's going to write up a statement, okay? She knows about that, and she's scared. But anyway, you know, make a long story short. So basically, I called the cops, and the cop came here. You've seen the video, right, James? It's online.
Mm-hmm.
The cop said that the order of protection with a seal on it right here, sealed by the judge, okay? Hold on. 1 second, guys. I want to show you this before we take off. This is the most important part. This is the icing on the cake right here.
Icing on a cake.
Yeah, this is the icing on the cake, man.
Yeah.
This is the main icing on the cake.
Too much sugar and icing. I like whipped cream. That's all right. It's another story.
You see that right there?
Yep.
You see that signature down there?
Yep.
You see the seal right there? Okay.
Yes, I do.
That comes right from the court. Now, before you go to trial, the first court date, before you even show up, the first thing that has to be done is what? When you file a case against somebody, they got to serve that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the sheriff's department there served her by email and by person. In person, they had her served. It's on the paperwork, okay? You saw the paperwork, the sheriff's. The officer that came here for 1 hour sat here telling me that that piece of paper is invalid, okay? And here's what he's talking about, why it's invalid. On the bottom of a restraining order, there's another page right here and explains how she was served. So he's reading it. Party against whom order was issued was advised in court of assurance and contents of order. That's telling you that it was advised by the court and it was signed by the court that she was in fact served. Hold that. Okay. Now, then they check service directed by other means. Other. Well, service was also directed by other means. He goes, well, that doesn't make sense. It says service was directed by other means. That doesn't make sense. And then he's going like this. He's going, and it says here that you guys showed up in court once, but you didn't show up again. I said, no. Article 8, Court Act, having been filed on December 21st in the court and good cause having been shown, and Ashley M. Carterman having not been present in court yet. I said, my name is not there. That's the X, okay? That's the X right there, not me. I said, she was served. He goes, no, she wasn't served. She goes, and that's an invalid order. I said, do you see the date? I said, let me show you the email. Come in my other room. I said, you see that? Here's the court e-file from the court. You're the judge on the case. I said, this is the new judge on the case here. It's, Honorable Sharon N. Clark. Okay? That's the new judge. And he's still, now he's rebuttaling me. Additional service information specify other email. He's like, but that doesn't make sense. I'm like, yes, it does. I'm like, did you see where it says up here? Service directed by other means, other. Additional service information specify other email. It says it right there. And he's going, no, that's not valid. He goes, that is not valid. He goes, and she was never served. That means that order of protection is invalid. I said, and then he goes, and the judge's signature right there doesn't mean nothing. The judge's signature with a seal from the court, notarized, doesn't mean nothing, right?
So he's more powerful.
And the sheriff, he said in the sheriff, that's it, invalid. I can't do nothing. You can write a police report, I'll turn it in, but then they're probably not going to come see you. It's a text. So he goes back. Oh man, can you see me? So he goes back to the police department and guess what he does? He puts it in the system that goes out to everywhere that my order right here, restraining order, severe restraining order, is invalid.
Something's fishy about that, man.
You know what I did? I went right to the courthouse today and I reported that. When I told the officer that, he called that freaking, he said, let me get the supervisor right now. When she saw that, she goes, number one, we're going to get you a new attorney because we heard your attorney's not doing the job. Okay? No, she's not. Has she ever seen you in person? Never. Does she call you? No, she don't even call me before the trial. In fact, she didn't even tell me about the last court date. I had to call her and ask her because I never got an email.
She was supposed to present it to the FBI, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She saw the death threats, the supervisor. She said, tomorrow, it's too late now. She goes, but tomorrow I'm going to get you in front of the judge. She goes, and right there in that office right there, you're going to go and get a brand new attorney for your case that will fight for your case because that lawyer is paid to do what you're doing. You're not supposed to come in here and file for a violation or petition. She's supposed to let us know. She should have let the judge know that you have death threats. In the meantime, this attorney's emailing me and messaging me saying, oh, the New York courts ain't going to go to California to get Ashley. That piece of paper doesn't mean anything at all. She goes, they're not going to do what you think at this court. So you better just forget about it and just take it to civil court. I said, really? So after I got back from the court, I sent her a text. I said, by the way, you lied. I said, because the supervisor's involved, the supervisor of the whole court. And she said that what you said, that New York can't do nothing to Ashley, so she can murder me and she can't get arrested. You're wrong. I said, now you can talk to the judge yourself.
Now that cop is affiliated with the 60th
Yeah.
precinct.
So what I did is, yeah. So I went, when I come home, I was so excited. I said, I'm going to the 60th precinct. I'm going to walk fucking miles, back and forth. I said to my wife, I'll be back, baby. I love you. And she knew I was happy. I was crying, man. I said, I'm going to go there. Now I'm going to show that stupid ass cop who's live. I filmed this guy. It's on my Facebook. TikTok took it down, okay? They also took the small little order of protection thing there where I wrote up. They took that down and said that it's misinformation because Ashley reported it as misinformation. She fucked herself and says all against community violations, okay? I also took care of TikTok today, too, by the way. TikTok, TikTok, you're not going to last too long. You know what I was told today by the feds? You're going to be gone very soon. 2024, 2025.
TikTok.
TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. You're going to be hanging out with MySpace.
Oh, Tom.
Remember Tom, my good friend Tom? I'm the guy that made that. I made that picture of Tom with the dildo. Remember the thing out of his pants? That was me. I made that picture. But Tom loved me, man. I was friends with Tom. He's a great guy, man. And they fucked this whole page up, man.
I chatted with him
I got 10% left, man. So on my phone. So basically, let me give you a pretty good ending. OBC Radio, James, tell them and post it up on your comments. OBC Radio, tell them to get the app for free. Here, my wife wants to show the picture. It looks like that, guys. OBC Radio, free at the Play Store from 9 to 12 midnight, uncensored. You can call in too if you want and speak your mind. Speak your mind, because we don't tell what we hear on TikTok no more. Now we only speak what we hear on the news. I don't listen to AI presidents with AI. They changed Joe Biden's voice around. By the way, Biden is not sending F-15 fighter jets to El Paso. That's what he said. We'll send F-15 fighter jets to Ukraine. They changed his voice around and made the AI sound like that. And that's fucked up. To make people believe that he's doing that shit, you're fucked up for doing that.
You notice that TikTok is more strict with censorship.
Now, Donald Trump, you lost my vote because I found out you're involved in that shit, changing his name around. You lost my vote, Donald. I won't vote for neither. I'm independent. I'm going to run. And guess what? I definitely have 250,000 signatures for the ballot. No problem. I'm running as an independent for 2025, yo. I'm going to run independent in Brooklyn. I have plenty of fans and followers. I'm doing it because I can make a change. And my job's going to be going after you dirty ass cops.
I bet.
And Adams, if you're listening, you better get your cop straightened out because he just went against a judge's order saying the judge's signature doesn't mean nothing, and the sheriff's office that affidavit, he said that's nothing. It's invalid. Put my life in danger, serious danger. If you don't think the New York PD, I'm not filing a lawsuit against the station. I'm going after each individual because I'm not going to take it out on officers that are good cops. I got friends that are cops. We need the good cops, but we don't need you dirtbags that accept money from my ex's mother and phone calls about me. Oh, he's crazy. Don't listen to him. His paperwork is fake. That's why you came
I
here.
bet.
That's why you came here that night and said my paperwork was invalid because they told you, oh, he lies. His paperwork ain't real. Fuck you, 60th precinct. Fuck you.
Listen, what I have to say is, if AOC can become a
Taking them down.
congresswoman, if she could become a congresswoman, she was a bartender from the Bronx. If she can become a congresswoman as a bartender, you could definitely become a congressman out of Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to do all that, man. That's just a lot. I just want to be a part of the community, helping the poor people out, help the homeless out, get the bad cops off the street, get the good cops in there. That's what I stand for. I want to do God's work. I don't want to be involved in conflicts and politics like that. Yeah, let's just say it's kind of like that. I don't want to be in that realm because I know about it. I got friends that work in the United Nations and they're under fucking control, man. They can't say shit. I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that helps the poor, the needy, the people that need the help. I don't care if they came from another country. If you're here, everybody in this world wanted to get away from somewhere. Remember that. We all came from somewhere. You cannot knock if these people want to come over here. If they're doing good things and they're finding jobs, help them then. You help one another. But the terrorists, Joe Biden, you better get them the fuck out of this country because that's fucked up. You don't bring terrorists into our country. You don't leave those fucking borders open like that. You only allow, if you want to bring people in here and build a bigger world for us, fine. But don't bring terrorists here. Because I believe that those families, they deserve a good life. Because the way that I got Mexican friends. And you know how sad it is for the shit that they got to deal with, some of these people in their countries getting beat up. They beat your kids up. Imagine kill your children in front of you. Would you want that shit? No, you all came here from somewhere. So guess what? Stop bitching and complaining. Because how would you like if we did that to you before you came here? With no citizenship, huh? Don't do it to them either. But get rid of the terrorists and the bad guys, the ones that beat up people, like the 3 Mexican guys that beat up the cops yesterday. Well, I'm going to say this. This is what these people are saying. These Mexicans, I interviewed them. You know what they say? Let those cops fuck with us. He goes, wait till the war starts, yo. This is what they're saying about. I'm like, no, you shouldn't do that. I said, there's good cops. I said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Fight them in court, bro. He goes, you see what happened to those 3 down in Manhattan? He goes, wait till they see what's going to happen in a couple of weeks. I'm like, yo, that's fucked up, man. I don't want to be no part of this. I said, I do not support that. Yeah. I don't support you going after those cops in the city. They're fucking fighting. They got families to go home with. And you know what? The cops in the city are actually really good cops. This 60th precinct, honestly, I hope they fucking start a new precinct and get rid of all the bad motherfuckers. The detective who lied to me. Oh, TikTok messages death threats, guys. You're going to get murdered in cold blood. We got an assassin coming for you. Messages and they're impersonating my fucking name. TikTok does nothing. The cops do nothing. My lawyer doesn't turn those messages into the judge. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are going to go down. This is organized crime. There are over 60 people involved. Isn't that sad? And wait till I tell you the second part of this. There's a long story of all the incidents. Imagine getting thrown down the stairs in 219, and then you got a friend named Brian Lepeauer come back and go, oh, Paul, I forgot to disclose that me and Ashley met in 2019. Oh, yeah. You mean right after you got me thrown down the stairs and before? Oh, we had a phone call in 2019 of January. Oh, wait a minute. I was thrown down the stairs around January 29th. And then you met with her after it, and he just admitted he got scared, and he ratted her out. And then I went and said, hey, Ashley, on Facebook, and it got banned. I said, Ashley, Brian Lepeauer just sent me this. Look at this. So you did that to me. And that's when even more began, man. And he said, I'm sorry that Ashley's bothering you, but she wants you to take down the tie-dye pictures of you and her in it. I go to her page and I see her wearing my tie-dye and remove me and Rio, who owns the property and photo, out of the photo saying I'm the tie-dye beast. Even this lawyer goes, why would she want you to remove the photos when she's got your photos and tie-dye all over the fucking place? So she could use my name because she took my fucking designs and she sold the prints to Urban Outfitters and to other people. I said, she's going down, man. Not only you know how much money she's cost me over 7 years now? Hmm. My partners, how much money they lost investing. We got loads of clothing in here. I lost all my stores recently, Etsy, my TikTok. Yeah, I lost all of it since she found out we're going on trial. Now they're really doing damage. But you know what? Tomorrow, if you ask me if I feel sorry for this girl, no. If you ask me, does she belong in a mental hood? No. People that organize crime, they don't belong there. That's an act. It's an act because she's afraid of jail. Well, you know what, Your Honor? Put her ass in prison. Let her learn her lesson. Her mother, her lawyer now, put them all in prison and let's see what they do in there. Hmm? Let's see if they fuck around with those people in there and see what happens to them. Hey, guys, have a wonderful night and check this song out real quick. I just want you to hear something. This is a new song I'm coming out with, and I'm going to I'm going to sing. I might sing a little bit for you. And this is a song coming out soon about the world, by the way. We got to lower that. I got to clean my valves and everything's. All right, you ready? We're going to go into the song, man. This is called Fade Away. This is all about what the government, the bad people do to you. Not all of them are bad. All right, here we go. How's it sound? I hope that sounds really good out there, guys. I know it always sounds good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't escape reality. Can I see in front of me, inside of me? I cannot breathe. Inside of you, I cannot see. This evil world society, the ones that blind you and me. We can't break free. We can't hold on. We can't let go of what you done. Just fade away. Just fade away. Just fade away. We can't escape. Just fade away from this life. Just fade away. We won't survive. Can't escape reality. I cannot see in front of me, inside of me. I cannot breathe. Inside of you, I cannot see. This evil world society, the ones that blind you and me. We can't break free. We can't move on. We can't let go of what they done. Just fade away. Just fade away. Just fade away. We can't escape. Just fade away from this life. Just fade away. We won't survive. Wow. This is all about the government. What they're doing to us right now. But they will never win this war. Because the only one that will win is God. Nobody can beat the Almighty God. Remember that. No matter what you do, no weapons shall prosper against us. No weapons will prosper against God's children or his warriors. You will not win this war. I promise you. You will burn in the lake of fire for eternity, forever. I can't escape this love from deep inside of me. All that I can see is just another way I'm gone, another way I'll separate you again. Oh, yeah, I can't escape reality. Look inside, I see the evil around me.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It was a great show. I'll talk to
Hey,
you.
did you like that feedback at the end? Did you like that little
Yeah, yeah,
feedback? It fades out. That's the song. Look how I'm sweating, guys.
yeah.
So sing to that. That's a very powerful. See, what it's saying is, real quick, can't escape reality. I cannot see in front of me, okay, with all the fog out there, okay? So can't escape reality. I cannot see in front of me, okay? I can't remember the next verse now. Shit. Can't escape reality, cannot see in front of me. Inside of you, I cannot breathe. Inside of me, I cannot see this evil world society. The ones that blind you and me. We can't move on. We can't break free. We can't let go of what they've done. It's high. What they've done. And then it goes fade away, just fade away. Escape this life. You can't escape because we're in a firmament. Trust me. Everything that God has given my mind is in this song. I got rappers going on it, three rappers from three different countries, a black guy, a white guy, and I got somebody else very special I'm not going to say. And I got some, this is a very professionally done trap, man. It took, almost 2 years to do this. But wait till they hear the album. When they hear the album, me and my wife got something coming out. I got an album with multiple people that are coming out. And I got my own album coming out with people that are, like Chad, John Michael Purcell from the band, the former singer of Fuel. Chad is one of the top drummers in the world. You can look him up. But we got to get all going, guys. We'll see you again. My phone's going to die. Hey, James, close out the show.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. And until next time, until part 2, have a good evening. The end of the week is upon us. I'm happy that you dabble in techno also, electronica
Oh,
techno.
man, yeah, I got everything. Techno, that's house. We got techno. We got EDM.
That's
We got dirty house. We got the deep down south house. We got deep down south
that,
rap. We got drill rap. We got it all here. Every beat you can think
that's
about.
big, that's big in Europe. That the
Yeah,
Europeans love
I do a lot of work.
electronic.
Everything is live. Bass guitars, and keyboards. I don't. I do use some. I made my own loops in there, so the loops sound great. But I mean, we have a second, but I know we have to go. I know not everybody got the chance to hear it. I think this is it right here. Oh, yeah, yeah. You're
They'll hear it.
sweating like a pig, sweating like a pig right now.
They'll hear it on the rerun.
Yeah. Here we go. Close off the show with this. Everybody want to fuck on TikTok? You want to fuck on TikTok. Everybody want to fuck on TikTok. We hate TikTok too. Yo, TikTok, you fuck with me. Now I'm kicking your asses in court. I'll see you real soon. Fuck Joe Biden too. Fuck Trump too. Fuck Joe Biden and fuck Trump. The both of you don't belong there. Go home, old men.
That'll be good.
Let your son take over the country. Let Barron Trump be the president, man. Yo, Barron Trump. No, okay. All right, how about this?
That'll be good.
Joe Biden and Trump, two presidents. I'm only joking around, guys. That's
That'll be
comedy.
good. Fun.
I
Be
run on
playing big
everybody. Who's this look like, guys? Who is this?
Donald Trump is Donald Trump
And then
is
you got this guy. Which way do I go? Mrs. Biden, help me. Can I get some ice cream? It's a comedy show, bro.
you know the
All right, guys.
Gangnam Style guy, the Korean. You know the
Huh?
Gangnam Style guy from the Korean, the chubby Gangnam Style. Gangnam
Oh, yeah.
Style. You know that? The guy
Are you
from
ready? Are we still live or we out?
No, we're still alive.
We got 3 hours. All right, guys. Have a great night. God bless everybody. My phone's going to die. I got to get out.
All right. And don't forget, check
Hey,
out
Jay, bring that one up, okay?
his radio show, OBC,
OBC Radio right here.
Radio.
OBC Radio, guys. Go to OBC at the Play Store or the App Store. I can't know. There you go. And you get it free. Once you download it, on Friday night, you can listen to it. All you got to do is open the app and hit play. It's right in the middle of the box where you'll see the soundtrack. There'll be a picture of the artist. So 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, every Friday night, uncensored with me. I also do Saturday morning on the same station from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's gospel. You know, we pray to God, we enjoy life, and forget about everything else, okay? There's got to be one day that you just take for everybody else without talking about the shit, okay? So Friday night, you're allowed to call in. I do provide a number. Once you download the app, we'll give you the number. If you're a friend of James and James says, hey, they want to get on your show, I can provide you a direct line. If not, you do have to go through a small little process because we are licensed with the FCC. We have to know who you are. We will not take any threats or any of that sort online. Don't call up if you're going to do that because you will be caught. And that's all I got to say. Don't do anything illegal that's going to get your ass in trouble. OBC Radio, the voice for the forgotten voices, the voice for the voiceless. We are the voice for the forgotten voices. We're the voice for the voiceless. Remember that. The people that can't speak, we can speak for. God bless.
God bless. All right. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Take care.